What's up with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. And y'all already know what to do when you come in the building. First, smash on that like button. And then, hop in the comment section. Let me know you're in the building. Back with another one. BG, salute. What it do, homie? Don Reeks off in the building, all the way from that Colchester, England. What's happening? Yeah, you got your fight too, man. You was wanting that that Canelo fight, You was wanting that Canelo fight. Now you got it. Let's see how your boy gonna do it against Canelo come December the 19th. Michael Parker off in the building. What's happening with it? What's good with it, fam? Chris Mitchell off in the building. What's happening? Yes, sir. And y'all smash that like button when you come in the building. Syndicate J, what's happening with it? We got a lot going on, man. I'm just wishing, hoping, and praying that this COVID, that this COVID don't hold a lot of shit back, because shit, we already, not gonna be able to get the Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell fight because of COVID. We see what's going on in football. Every week, it's a different team facility getting shut down in football because of this COVID. So, hopefully it don't fuck up the Errol Spence and Garcia fight. It's a lot of shit been going on, man. These numbers is rising, and it ain't good. These numbers is rising, it ain't good. Michael Parker, what's good with you? Yeah, we got this weekend. We got my boy, Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. Man, he finna fuck up Joe Joyce. And we got Tyson versus Roy Jones. But I'm more excited for the Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce, just because I don't really know if Tyson and Roy Jones gonna really, go at it like that. They talking about it's an exhibition, so we just gonna have to see what that's really about. We gonna have to see if the exhibition is really gonna be an exhibition, or is they really gonna throw that? Or is they really gonna throw down? And y'all hit the like button, Y'all hit the like button as you come in the building, Chef Boy ID, what's happening with it? Michael Parker, yeah, for sure, man. We gonna get into that, A lot of shit going on over there with the Bud Crawford situation, man. It's a lot of shit going on. But the thing is like, y'all mad at us talking about it, like, they get mad at us talking about it, but we've been now they having problems, but we've been saying this shit for years. We've been talking about all of the confusion and all of the shit that was going on with Top Rank and Bud Crawford for years. We tried to tell him. Mike Ryan says Danny trying to talk that checkup because he know he getting his ass whooped and going to need a checkup. Yeah, we finna get into it, A lot of shit been said, a lot of things been going on. Don Reeks, I as far as the Conor Ben fight this weekend, man, I was trying to watch it. I had some other obligations I had to attend to, but I think I watched like the first 4 rounds. I didn't get to see it after that. I'm gonna still go back and watch it. From what I saw, Conor Ben looks good to me. He needs to work on his defense, but he's explosive. His offense is explosive. You know, I like his offense. You know, he's well rounded when it comes to offense. He just he kind of, like I said, his defense was lacking to me. He was getting hit. You know, I think he was getting caught with stuff that he shouldn't have got caught with. But like I said, I only saw the first 4 rounds, so I got to go back and watch that full fight. Leon Robinson, what's good? Everybody that's in the building, I want to know, because I've only got to see the fight one time, and as far as the Danny Garcia and the Sean Porter fight, who in here has watched that fight more than one time? The Danny Garcia and Sean Porter fight. Who's watched that fight more than one time? Because I only got to see it one time. And to me, I thought Danny Garcia gave Sean Porter one of his toughest fights. Even though I had Sean Porter winning that fight, I thought that Danny Garcia, he hit Sean Porter with some big shots repeatedly in that fight. And I thought that, my personal opinion is that Danny Garcia did a lot better in the Sean Porter fight than he did in the Keith Thurman fight. So who's seen that fight more than one time? Let me know. Everybody that's in the building, you know, hop in the comment section. Let me know if you've seen that fight more than once. Because I only saw it once. And you can't catch it, like you can't catch a good feed on it on YouTube either. Don Reek said you only saw it once. Yeah, I don't really know nobody that's seen that fight more than once. Leon Robinson said he only watched it once. Pull Counter said he watched it. Pull Counter Boxing said he watched it many times. Okay, what was your take on it? How did you feel about that? Did you think it was a close fight, or did you think that Sean Porter, won pretty easily? Dorian Gray, what's happening? He said Sean outworked him. He said he's seen it twice. Danny landed some nice counters. Danny landed some big shots in there. It was some shots that I looked at and I was like, damn, I'm surprised that Sean was still standing from some of that shit. Because Danny hit Sean Porter with some of the cleanest shots that I've seen Sean Porter get hit with in his whole career in that fight. I think that fight with Sean Porter was very hard for Danny Garcia to swallow, just because he did so well in that fight. He lost the fight, though. You know what I'm talking about? He lost the fight. D. Hodges, what's happening? Kent, all right, what's good with it, KG? KG off in the building. Salute. Pull Counter says he agreed Porter put in more volume, but he said, but Danny got the cleaner shots, just not enough work in the end. Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt that Danny was hitting him with the bigger, cleaner shots. Give me a second, y'all. Uh, yeah, but salute to everybody in the off in the building. Like I said, hit the like button. And we finna get the show. You know, we gonna go ahead and get the show started off. Money Brown, you know, he gonna come in here late, you know, like he do. But you know, we gonna get the show started off, man. It's a lot of shit going on in boxing. It's a lot of things going on, and like I said, I just been wanting to go back and watch that Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia fight again and kind of study that fight, you know, with this Errol Spence and Danny Garcia fight coming up, you know, because like I said, I only saw that fight once, but when I did see that fight, Danny was giving Sean Porter that smoke. Danny was hitting Sean Porter with some big ass hooks and some nice counters. So, you know, that's kind of a fight that we could all go back and look at and try to gauge and see, you know, what Danny Garcia we gonna get. But the biggest question is what Errol Spence we gonna get, you know? I think we gonna get a ferocious, hungry, you know, the Errol Spence, that nigga with the shag, you know? But it's gonna be a hell of a fight, and we gonna get deep into that. You know, with the inside PBC fight camp that's been going on, we're gonna get deep into that, you know. But what I want to start out with is it's been a lot of, you know, talks going on with this whole situation with Terence Bud Crawford. You know, it's been a lot of shit going on with the whole situation with Terence Crawford in his camp. And Bob Arum, you know, Bob Arum is doubling down on Terence Crawford. He got his foot on Terence Crawford's neck and he ain't letting it off. You know, some people say that he's being very disrespectful. But the thing is that he's letting the cat out the bag. He telling it all on Terence Crawford, whether you like it or not. And, you know, he continues to talk shit about Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford, you know, he came out and he said his little shit that he had to say. He said, you know, well, if Bob don't want me, let me go. We all heard him. We all heard him say, if Bob don't want me, let me go, and this and that. But Terence Crawford back on his words. He back like, you know, I know Terence Crawford is means well, and I know Terence Crawford has tried to get me all of these big fights, right? I mean, I know that Bob Arum means well, and I know that Bob Arum has tried to get me and secure all of these big fights for me. This is what Terence Crawford is telling you. He's saying that he knows that Bob Arum means well, that, you know, kind of like, oh, in so many words, I apologize what I said about Bob Arum in the past recently. Because I know Bob Arum is a good man, and he means well, and he's tried to get me these big fights, right? So he said that he's tried to, that he's admitting that Bob Arum has tried to get him the big fights, right? Now, Bob Arum comes and he doubled down like, fuck Terence Crawford. I'm washing my hands with him. I'm through with him, right? I'm passing him over to my stepson, Todd DeBow, and he can deal with him. And if Terence Crawford want to leave, well, go ahead and leave, because I'm sick of him, right? Now, not only does Bob Arum say that, right? Now listen to what I'm saying, right? Because a lot of people been saying that all of these guys over on the PBC, they're afraid of Terence Crawford. They pricing themselves out. They don't want to fight Terence Crawford. That's what we've been hearing. A lot of y'all watching, y'all say this shit too, right? You've been talking that shit. Keith Thurman afraid of him. At one point, y'all was saying that Sean Porter didn't want to smoke. Y'all was saying that Ugas didn't want to smoke. He went another route. All of these guys, all of these big, Danny Garcia, y'all said that he tried to price himself out. He didn't want to smoke, right? All of these guys, now y'all been saying that Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford and he don't want to smoke. Now let's clear this all up right now. Let's get down to the bottom of this, because like I said, Terence Crawford says, right, that he knows that Bob Arum has been trying to get him all the big fights, right? Now, Bob Arum, in his recent interview, he comes on some fuck Terence Crawford shit, fuck Bo Max shit, right? And he says, right, check this out, right? He says that he's sick of Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford is difficult, and he's tried to get Terence Crawford all of those big fights, but Terence Crawford don't want them fights. Now, what is it? So if Terence Crawford is telling y'all on one end that, you know, he knows that Bob Arum is a good man, and Bob Arum, you know, he knows that Bob Arum has tried to get him all of those, you know, big fights, right? But then Bob Arum comes on the other hand, and he say, I'm done with Terence Crawford. Not only am I losing money out on him, right? I've tried to get him these big fights, and he don't want them. He's difficult. He don't want to make these fights with the Keith Thurmans and the Ugas and the Danny Garcias. He don't want to make these fights. So regardless of what's going on between Bob Arum and Terence Crawford, right? That's letting a lot of you motherfuckers know that you don't know shit that you talking about. When you come on here and you talk about how none of these PBC fighters want to fight Terence Crawford. They all ducking. They're all pricing themselves out. Well, what you just heard from Terence Crawford and Bob Arum, that lets you know that you don't know what the fuck you talking about right there. Because they both telling you that's basically a lie, and they both saying two different things. So, like I've been saying, and like a lot of us been saying before, you know, it don't have nothing to do with the PBC side. They need to get their shit straight over there on Top Rank, right? Because if they're not on the same page in Top Rank, how can they go over to PBC and try to do business and be on the same page? I'll wait. Make that shit make sense to me. Make it make sense. If they can't even get their business straight over there with each other, how are you talking about that the PBC fighters are ducking and all this, and that? If they can't get their business straight over there, how they gonna go over to PBC and make a joint pay-per-view or a joint broadcast production? How? And that ain't all Bob said. We're going to get into more. But hit my like button, right? Hit my like button because it don't cost nothing. And I'm going to get through some of y'all comments and see what y'all talking about, you know, because either which way, you know, the diehard Terence Crawford fans, and when I say that, I mean the fans, it don't matter what Terence Crawford say, what happens over there on Top Rank, what Bob Arum say, you still gonna come out and run with the narrative that everybody ducking him and everybody scaring him. Them fans, I'm talking to y'all, right? I'm talking to y'all, know who you are. I'm talking to y'all. What you got to say about this shit? You know, and we're gonna get into it more. Anyway, let's go ahead and get through these comments and see what y'all talking about. D Hodges, what's happening? Pull Counter Boxing says, these fighters fight for many years. It's hard to keep your enthusiasm about something you've been doing since you was a kid. They all go through it, start to want to do other things. Well, whose problem is that? If he don't want these big fights and he want to do that ain't our problem. But the thing is stop gassing your fans up when they coming on here everywhere and running with this narrative like everybody ducking him. Mike Ron says Terence Crawford is not refusing anything that Bob has said, especially getting him to sign the big fights. Well, I want you to explain that, Mike Ron. Please explain that. Now, listen, okay? And listen clearly. Terence Crawford said that he knows Bob Arum is a good man, and Bob Arum has, he knows that Bob Arum has tried to make these big fights, right? Get him these big fights, right? That's what Terence Crawford said. Bob Arum said that Terence Crawford is difficult, and he's difficult. He don't want these fights with these guys. So which one is it? Explain that to me. Are you still gonna run with the narrative that everybody ducking Terence Crawford? Explain it. Chris Val, it said Crawford is screwing over Arum and Top Rank, and I love it. Top Rank is trash, man. At the end of the day, they can't make the big fights because they're scared to put money up. And we're gonna talk about that too, because Bob Arum, when you get these guys in these tell-all interviews and they start talking, they'll contradict themselves and they'll talk around themselves, because we're going to get into Bob Arum and what he said about making these big fights. We all know what he cheap, Pull Counter Boxing says every fight who left Top Rank became a star. Crawford will blow up if he left Top Rank. Cleo Floyd says Bob Arum is a fucking crook. He says, I can't believe how he is treating Crawford. Crawford needs to leave ASAP. Let this be a note to all young black fighters. Cleo, yeah, but we've been saying that. We said, okay, see, this is the thing, right? We was on here a long time ago. I know I've been on here a long time ago talking about how Terence Crawford, why did he ever sign back with Top Rank? He need to leave Top Rank. He signed back with Top Rank knowing it wasn't no smoke over there for him, right? We said this. We talked about this, for years. We've been talking about this. But when we talked about it, when we talked about how, Bob Arum wasn't going to treat him right, Bomac coming out, fuck PBC, all of that. Every time it's always fuck PBC. His fans is always fuck PBC, this, and that. So what is it now? You know what I'm saying? You laid in, you made your bed, you got to lay in it. Straight up. I ain't finna come on here and, Terence Crawford, I feel so sorry for him. Nah, because it was fuck everybody else. When we talked about it, it was, fuck them. Fuck them. They don't know what they talking about. We was trying to, take up for you. We was trying to, take up for you. We was doing that. But now it was fuck them. They don't know what they talking about. Now what's up? Now what's going on? Because now he's saying, fuck y'all. Bob Arum is saying, fuck y'all. He through with y'all. See, and like I said, we all know that Bob Arum didn't do his job promoting Terence Crawford like he should have. But Bob Arum is saying that, nah, he was presenting a lot of this shit to Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford's difficult. He ain't want to call none of these guys out. He ain't want to do what he should have had done on his end, and he acted like he didn't want none of these fights. So what is it? Hanky Stanky, 420 OG, what's happening? Victor Fontes says, always blaming Bob, shaking my head, just like Floyd did for the Pacquiao fight. It's all Bob's fault. It took 8 years. John Kramer says, Errol Spence Jr. said Crawford's the biggest fight will be, he said Crawford's biggest fight will be against Bob and Top Rank. When he said it, it's true. That's some true shit. You know what I'm saying? You see it. He wasn't lying. You see what's going on. That he can't move unless Bob tell him to move, because Bob not only said all of that shit that he said, then he came back and he said, hey, If Terence Crawford want to try to go on his own over there to the PBC and make a fight with Errol Spence, go ahead. I'll let him go. I'll let him. He's telling you he can't go unless I let him. But if he think he that big, if he think he business minded, he could do all of this. If he want to go over to the PBC and make a fight with Terence Crawford, well, go ahead. I'll let him go. Now what? He calling this bluff. Go ahead and see what you can do over there. I said this a long time ago. I said, if Terence Crawford didn't have to sign with Bob Arum, unless it was something in the contract that where he had to re-sign with Bob Arum, I said, why the fuck he signed back with Bob Arum? I said he should have bet on himself and, did his own thing. But, it's a lot of factors to that. Because like I said before, why every time PBC is brought up, why does Bomac always talking about some fuck PBC? Well, I don't know why, but I mean, some of my thoughts why is because PBC, them fighters, they independent and they have an advisor, a financial advisor, a manager, whatever you want to call them, and that's Al Heyman. So, and then Bomac, right? Bomac is Terence Crawford's manager. He deal with all of that. So, I mean, essentially, if Terence Crawford went over there and fucked with Al Heyman, well, then Bomac, hey, a little piece of a chunk of his chain is gonna be getting cut out. You feel me? That's just what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that's a fact, but that's what it looked like to me. So it's always fuck some PBC. Kenyatta Skywalker says, nigga, where's the audio of Bob Arum saying this? I'll wait. Link me in. Well, you gonna wait because there's no audio. You can pull it up on Boxing Scene Forum. So don't come on here on my shit trying to check me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I'm just making shit up. See, this is the bullshit that I'm talking about. It don't matter what facts you bring up that go on with Terence Crawford. You got his diehard fans that always want to come in and try to check you like you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Now, I'm going to show you the article. Come in here trying to check me. You see this? You see this right here? Now, Mr. I'll wait. Now, I'm going to wait, and you go read that article and come back and let me know what you're talking about. Pull Counter Boxing says, Bob already went to court about PBC paying fighters too much. Bob is trying to crash the boxing money market to make fighters pay cheap again. Yeah, he don't like paying these fighters. M Stack 85, what's good? He say, fuck your like button, nigga. Where the audio? Nigga, you in here watching me, you bitch, nigga. Talking about, he all up in the comments talking about play the audio. Weird faggot. Michael stay ready. What's happening with it? What's good with you? Stay ready. Off in the building. Let me know. I know you probably at work. Let me know if you want to hop on. Stay ready. Michael Parker says, got this lawyer looking crazy to who went to Top Rank on behalf, and Crawford expressing that he's happy with them not securing the big fights. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like he got his lawyer, right? His lawyer then went out and put in that work for him and let everybody know that he ain't happy. Now Terence Crawford kind of backpedaling on all of that. So that shit crazy to me. Jay Cooley off in the building. What's happening with it? Dorian Gray says Bob too old to understand the game. He says just like Don King, his time is up. Calvin Johnson says Arum is wishy-washy. Sometimes one day he's good on Crawford and the next day he's not. Just like he said, just like a bitch on her monthly friend. Yeah, but he been sticking to, he been sticking to his guns lately. He been sticking to his guns lately. Yeah, he been sticking to his gun lately. Blue Blood Sports TV, what's good with it? Salute. We still got this clown ass nigga in here talking about where's the audio? Is you half retarded or is you full blown retarded? Are you half retarded or are you full blown retarded? Let me know. It's either one of the two. You either half retarded or you just full blown drooling retarded. Yeah, Mike Ron said even Crawford said he take pay cuts to Now let me get this clown out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and get this clown up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now we got another clown in here talking about where's the article. He said, where's the audio? Anyone can write an article. See, this is how you know motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. The article is in Boxing Scene Forum, right? I just showed you the article, you fucking nut. The article is on Boxing Scene, right? It's on Boxing Scene. Okay? Now, like I said, y'all can type till your motherfucking fingers bleed because I ain't paying attention to that shit no more. Y'all motherfuckers ignorant as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of, that's what I'm saying. Y'all see how a lot of these Terence Crawford diehard fans is. They straight clowns. They in denial of everything. They straight clowns, right? They straight clowns. They some pure idiots. But anyway, so let's go ahead and move on. So, they not even on the same page, right? They not even on the same page themselves. So how can these dudes over there in the PBC be ducking Terence Crawford, right? If Bob Arum is telling you that he tried to, get Terence Crawford to, entertain fights with all of them dudes, and he don't want to, right? And then you hear Terence Crawford come, and when he's asked about Errol Spence now, he like, oh, he don't even really care about that fight no more. The only fight he care about is Manny Pacquiao. He wants Manny Pacquiao way more than he do Errol Spence. Now, all his fans say that, all his diehard fans. I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but I'm not riding with a lot of shit that he do, and that's just straight up. I love to watch him in the ring, I love to watch him in the ring. I fuck with him. I've been fucking with Terence Crawford his whole career before most of you weirdo clowns, that's in here, on his nuts, hanging from his nuts, even knew who he was. But the facts is just facts. He's sitting up here saying that he don't want to fight, that he don't really care about a fight with that he's over a fight with Errol Spence. Now he don't really care about that no more. This and that, right? And he really wants to fight with more than anything with Manny Pacquiao, right? He wants to fight more than anything with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is the, everything for him. He wants that fight so bad, right? So just like Blue Blood said, right? Yeah, hold on. Stay ready. I'm gonna give you one right now. I'm gonna give you this wrench right now. You should have been had a wrench. You know, you should have been had one. Let me hold on, y'all. There you go. Let me give some of these wrenches out. Hold on. I got you too, John. Hold on. Let me get some of these wrenches out. Get these clowns up out of here. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Okay. So okay, so yeah, so he talking about he don't even really, care about the Errol Spence fight. He don't care about none of them other fights now. Like he just fed up with him, right? That's what he's saying. He just sick and fed up with him, right? But he really wants the Manny Pacquiao fight so bad, right? But make this shit make sense to me, right? You've been chasing Manny Pacquiao for over 5 years now, just like Blue Blood said, right? Just like my family Blue Blood said, like my man Blue Blood said, right? You've been chasing, right? You've been chasing the Terence Crawford, the Manny Pacquiao fight for over 5 years, right? You say that his team been ducking. Bob Arum came out and said that he stopped the fight. Recently, Manny Pacquiao, he coming out talking about, it's gonna be him or Mikey Garcia, or it's gonna be him or Conor McGregor. His team ain't mentioned nothing about you, right? They even put up laughing emojis when when mentioned fighting you, right? So it's pretty clear that they don't have no interest in fighting you, right? Next, right? Or after that. But you steady running down, right? Manny Pacquiao, right? We know that Manny Pacquiao he ain't better than Errol Spence right now, right? Manny Pacquiao, he's not even really active like that. But you say you want to fight the best. You say that you want, before in the past, you said you want to fight the best, right? Now you said that you fed up with the Spence fight, right? Because I guess you fed up with it because it's been in talks for so long, but it ain't been in talks for half the time that you've been running after Manny Pacquiao. So why you ain't fed up with the Manny Pacquiao situation? Why do you refuse to leave that situation alone and focus on these other guys? But every time you do an interview, you're talking about Manny Pacquiao. But all your diehard fans, they saying that all these other guys is ducking you. But you ain't talking about nobody really but Manny Pacquiao, right? We got Sean Porter on your neck. Sean Porter continuously calling you out. Loud. You know what I'm saying? He's saying it loud. He calling you out. What's up? He want to fight you. He know he can beat you. He's seen what he need to see. You ain't said nothing about him. It's a lot of fights out there. It's a lot of fights out there, right? A whole lot of fights out there. So, yes, sir. Yeah, man, he had to get these clowns up out of there. Skeeter says, I think it's like you said, it's something about his contract forcing him to sign back with Top Rank. I think that could be Skeeter. I think that could have been an issue, It was something prior business that Terence Crawford had going on that kind of, forced him to stay loyal and sign back with Top Rank. But all of that shit didn't pass now. So if that's the case, Bob Arum is keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? He out here snitching on you. He telling everything and anything he can, right? To basically clear his name. So it's up to Terence Crawford to come out and say his piece and let everybody know what's really going on. Is Bob Arum really telling the truth? Has he really been trying to, get you to call some of these big names out, get you to, take some of these big fights or act like you want to want your team to start negotiating with guys like Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, and you just not interested in it? Or is Bob Arum telling the lie? Because you had your chance to let everybody know, look, this is some bullshit. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And Bob Arum ain't making it happen. But you backpedaled on your words, and you said that Bob Arum was trying to get you to big fights, that Bob Arum is a good guy. Christopher Russell said Manny won't fight Errol or Crawford. I don't think he will neither. I don't think you're going to fight neither one of them. Christopher Russell says, because let me see. Native Black Faculty Conversation says a lot of he says a lot of you Bud Crawford fans is tripping. It's obvious he don't want the real smoke. He gets $3.5 million a fight and he stays safe. He's staying in the safe zone. That's what it looked like to a lot of people. He stays safe fucking with Bob. So why would you take real smoke? Think about it. This is another thing, right? Terence Crawford, out of his own mouth, said that he's taking less money to fight bums. That's what he said. He said that he's taking less money for Bob Arum to fight these bums, right? And he said he would do it again, right? But then you're not willing to take a 60-40 split with Errol Spence, right? If everything comes to like us as fans want to see, you saying already right off the bat, you ain't willing to take a 60-40 split with Errol Spence to make the biggest payday of your lifetime, right? You're not willing to do that with Errol Spence, but you were willing to take less to fight bombs. I'll wait. Let me know what that sounds like to you. Well, just like my man just said, it sounds like, okay, I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm comfortable making, cool $3.5 million, with this easy work. But do you really want to fight these tough competitions, these high class, world class A-level fighters? And if you did fight these world class A-level fighters, how would you look? And like I said, I was the first one that came and gave Bud all of his props for beating Kell Brook. Even though we seen that Kell Brook couldn't take a punch from a 5-year-old child, soon as he got tapped, he damn near flew through the ropes. But that's beside the point. I gave him all his props. So, I mean, what is it? What is it? A lot of shit fucked up with this whole situation. But we tried to tell you. We tried to say this a long time ago. Corey Moe, what's good? Salute. Jimbo Slice says, I heard Crawford denied Keith Thurman because he wanted $10 million and Crawford thought that was too much. Even Thurman got 8.5 against Pacquiao. Crawford said it on like podcast or something. Well, see, this is the thing with that. There was a rumor that Keith Thurman came and asked for $10 million. But, okay, so you don't start low. If I'm trying to negotiate a contract, I'm not finna start low. I'm not finna give you my lowest number that I'll take. I'm gonna start high. And then we sit down to the table, right? And we negotiate on a number. But Bob Arum is saying that Terence Crawford wasn't interested in fighting none of these guys, right? Over there on the PBC. This is what he's saying. I'm not saying this. This is what your promoter is saying, right? He said he wasn't interested in fighting guys like Keith Thurman and Ugas and the Sean Porters and the Danny Garcias. That's his promoter. He's saying it. And then when you hear Terence Crawford talk, he ain't making it no better because he's like, yeah, everybody know I've been wanting to fight these, but I'm fed up with it. Well, I never heard you come and call none of these guys out in public, right? Since you came in, when you came into the division, when you came into the 147-pound division, yeah, you was calling out. You were saying that you wanted to fight Keith Thurman, right? But other than that, I ain't never heard you call out none of these guys like Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman and none of these guys. Sean Porter, Ugas. I never heard you call none of them dudes out. You certainly ain't got on the microphone after none of your fights and called none of them out. Hanky Stanky 420 OG says Bud knows he's too long in the tooth to fuck with the murderer's row over at PBC, looking for cash out fights that he has all the advantages. And that's another thing. Like, okay, when you look at a lot of these fights, right? Bud Crawford is more than a 12-1 favorite or more in all of his fights. You know what I'm saying? You a 12-1 favorite. So his diehard fans are gonna tell me that he's fighting all the tough competition. Something ain't adding up. KP from KC5 says EJ is the captain of varsity. Bud is JV champ. Maurice Isaac say, who is Bud going to fight next? Anthony says, hey, how's it going? Was the fight moved to December the 5th? You talking about the Errol Spence fight and Danny Garcia? Yeah, that's been moved, my dude. KP, he says, Kel dove like Randy Savage in that bitch, for real. J.A. Dixon in the building. What's good? He says, Bud is trying to keep his name buzzing during the Spence versus Garcia media time. And up until December the 5th, after that, he'll go away again. But everyone is buying into the BS. Ain't nothing shaking. Man, this is really Bob Arum, because Bud, you know, it's Bob Arum, really. You feel what I'm saying? You know, some of you dudes, man, some of these dudes, man, that be coming off in here, man, is straight fucking weirdos. Like, you weirdos, or you just don't like. I can't see how I'll show you a article from the most legit, right, boxing page out of everything, right? Boxing scene. Everybody know anything about boxing, know that boxing scene been around for forever. And motherfuckers gonna tell me I'm in here talking about a made-up story. This was never said. Bob Arum never said this. Pull up the audio. Man, these dudes is crazy as hell. Now let's go ahead and let's read some of this article, right? Let's read some of what this article says. Bob Arum says, I don't give a shit. He says, I don't care about what Crawford's camp. He says, I don't care about Crawford's camp. He says, what they did was reprehensible. He says, the lawyer sent a letter to us. Okay, that's fine. He says, that's what lawyers do. But he says, but you don't release it to the press. All of a sudden, he says, I've been behind closed doors like men do. He said, you're supposed to do that shit behind closed doors like men do, right? He says, I'm not going to take shit. He says, I'm just not going to do it, because the truth is I've lost money on this guy. He said, and then he goes on to say, let me see. It also says Arum is upset because he believes that Brian McIltree, that's Bomac, right? Crawford's manager and trainer leaked details of Crawford's contract, including the agreement with Top Rank that expires in October of 2021, right? So now that everybody know that the contract expires in October, right? This coming up October, this next October, the contract expires. It says, and that Arum had promised to pay Crawford $1 million if he did make an offer in 2020 to unify welterweight titleist Errol Spence Jr., right? So Bob Arum, right? So I guess Bob Arum had a deal with Terence Crawford, right? Saying that if he didn't go over to the PBC and make an offer to Errol Spence, right? By the time his contract was up, that he would have to pay Terence Crawford $1 million, right? So that's letting you motherfuckers know right there that Bob Arum has not moved or tried anything to make a fight with Errol Spence. But all you hear is Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford. That's all you hear. Errol Spence is ducking Terence Crawford. But this right here proves that obviously Bob Arum has not even moved on trying to make that fight, right? And I'm going to prove that point even more because he tells it all. Okay? Let me see where I'm at. It says, it says, Arum had promised to pay Crawford $1 million if he did make an offer in 2020 to unify welterweight titleist Errol Spence Jr. to fight Crawford in advance of Crawford's fourth round knockout of former titleist Kell Brook on November the 4th at the Conference Center in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, right? It also says that Arum said it has angered him so much he isn't even interested in promoting a future fight involving Crawford, one of the biggest elite pound-for-pound fighters today, right? It will be another hit on my net worth, Arum said. I'm not being serious. He says, I'm being serious. I turned the whole project of Crawford over to top-ranked president to Todd DeBow. He said he turned the whole project over to Todd DeBow, like I just told you. He says, I wash my hands with it. He says, I'm too emotional about it. He says, there was the last straw with Brook fight when he didn't sign the contract, so we couldn't promote on the Lomachenko and Lopez telecast. He says, I have long since departed working with Terence Crawford. So he says that basically what he's saying right there is he even tried to move, right? He tried to get Terence Crawford to do things to promote the Kell Brook fight, right? They wanted to promote the fight between Terence Crawford and Kell Brook on the telecast of the Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fight. But he's saying that Terence Crawford wouldn't sign the contract, and he took too long to sign the contract, so they couldn't even promote that fight on that telecast, right? So ultimately, he's saying things like this is the reason why he's losing money fucking with Terence Crawford, because they got to do certain things to promote, and Terence Crawford, he just ain't doing it, right? This is what Bob Arum is saying. This ain't coming from my mouth. Now, he also says, at issue, Arum said, was that after top rank Crawford agreed to terms on the Brook fight? Crawford had the contract for 2 weeks, but declined to sign the paperwork. So he's saying that he had the contract for 2 weeks for the Brook fight, but he would sign the paperwork, right? He was holding shit up. He also says, Arum also says they wanted. Yeah, they wanted him to sign a contract so he could promote the fight on the Lomachenko Teofimo fight. And then what else he say? Let me get to the part with what else he's saying. He said we kept telling him to sign the fucking contract because what they were up to was to start promoting it. They want to start promoting it. Not have to sign a contract and start renegotiations. He says the 88-year-old Bob Arum says, I want a signed contract. They had it for 2 weeks. It was up to me. I couldn't handle it. And another Crawford fight. He says, if it was up to me, he couldn't handle another Crawford fight. He says, I'm too old to handle this. I've taken it off my agenda. Whatever Todd wants to do, he can do with Crawford. And then, like I said, the article, it's a long article. It's in Boxing Scene. And he goes on. He talks about everything that I was just going over right now. He talks about in that article, right? he also talks about Errol Spence fight with Terence Crawford, right? Now, this is what Bob Arum is saying. Like I told y'all, before, Bob Arum is doubling down. He's trying to say that, in order to make that fight, right? He's saying that fight with Errol Spence, he says that the two fighters, that their purses are so big that he says that they both are going to want somewhere around $10 million guarantee, right? He says, and then, with the networks and everything he got to pay out. Basically, he's saying that he don't want to take a chance on that fight. That, that because these guys want too much money, the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, right? But he's also saying that he's not able, he's trying to say that if Terence Crawford want to try to go make that fight with PBC himself, he says it won't be successful. He says because they need ESPN. He says they need ESPN promotion. They need the ESPN app. They need the ESPN streaming and all of that stuff. They need ESPN, to be in cahoots with Fox to make that fight big enough to where they could pay these fighters. He says because of the purses that these two fighters want, he says if ESPN is not involved, he says the fight won't be successful, right? So he's trying to say that if Crawford goes over there, if the PBC try to even pick up Crawford and make this fight without ESPN involved, that it won't be successful. He says that Bob Arum knows that, he says that Al Heyman knows without ESPN involved that it can't be successful because they have to pay, the fighters too much, right? That's what he's trying to say, right? So ultimately, he's saying that Terence Crawford and everybody knows that ESPN has to be involved. But then again, on the other hand, he's also telling you that, well, he's making a million excuses why not to make the fight. Because he's saying even if they do make the fight, right, with the joint promotion with Fox and ESPN involved, he's still saying that they still got to pay the fighters too much, right? Read the article. It's on Boxing Scene. So he's making a million excuses not to make this fight, right? But once again, right? Like I told you, I was going to debunk all of this ducking shit that y'all been talking about. But once again, y'all will come and say, oh, Errol Spence has been ducking him, right? Bob Arum had a nerve to come on national TV and said this shit. He ripped Errol Spence saying he'd been ducking him. The whole panel of Top Rank was saying that. But in this article, right, Bob Arum tells you everything that you need to know. All of that shit is a lie. Ain't nobody on the PBC, right, ducking Terence Crawford. Nobody ducking him. Straight up. So y'all can cut that shit out right now. We got this clown in here talking about LDBC narrative, unsub and trash. Didn't nobody tell your stupid ass to come in here in the first place? You weirdo. Now, I just read an article of facts that Bob Arum said, and this motherfucker in here talking about some LDBC narrative. This is where where these clowns come from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck birthed you clowns? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck birthed these clowns? That's what I want to know. Yeah, so let me see. Stay Ready says, D Gray, have you been paying attention? Thurman called out Crawford, Porter called out Crawford, Ugas called out Crawford. Nigga, Crawford been coming up with excuses when you mention. That's a fact. Everybody they all they said Crawford's name, right? Just like Terence Crawford, just like Bob Arum was saying, right? Bob Arum, some of the shit he's saying on point. Like, if you want these fights, why you ain't saying none of these niggas' names after you win a fight in impressive fashion and the whole world eyes is on you? Why you ain't saying these names? You straight up. Straight up. Jimbo Slice says, laugh out loud. Tim Bradley making it seem like PBC all ducking. Jay Jedi says, you're embarrassing to the boxing community. How much PBC paying you? Pathetic. Okay. Right. Okay. Check this out. Right. Check this out. I'm going to drop the link in here. Right. And your weird ass better come on here. Right. Since you want the smoke, you sound like you want some smoke. Right. Your weird ass better come on here right now. Right. I'm going to drop the link. And other than that, you can't comment on my shit no more. For real. Now, you can touch that link or get the fuck up out of here. Let me go ahead and put the link in. Since motherfuckers got a lot to say, but you know what I'm saying, they ain't talking about shit. Because they can't debunk nothing I'm saying. You got a whole lot to say, but ain't talking about shit. Now the link is in the link is in the description. Go ahead and grab it if you want some smoke. Anybody that got a problem with anything that I'm saying, any of these facts that I'm spilling, go ahead and tap in on the link. It's right there. For real. You ain't got to say nothing else. You're not going to say nothing else. I bet you won't do that. I bet you won't tap that link and come up off in this building. Straight up. Go ahead and tap on that link. I bet you won't do that. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, everybody in the building, hit that like button. Everybody in the building, you know, while we wait for a clown to hit that link, you know, everybody in the building, tap that like button while we wait for one of these clowns to hit that link. Because I bet you won't do that. Yeah, so I mean, this is shit that you can't deny. You can come in here, you can say all the silly shit you want to, right? But you can't say nothing. You can't come on here and say nothing about these facts. Straight up. And shooters, you know, go ahead and take care of some of these clowns that's in here. Get them up out of here. For real. They ain't got shit to say to me unless they tap that link. Straight up. All these motherfuckers, it's funny though, because, right, you got these clowns in here. When you hit them with facts, right? When you hit these motherfuckers with facts, I don't know who birthed them. You know what I'm saying? You know, they mama was a she-male. You know, daddy was a straight hoe. You know, but when you got these clowns that come in here, right? The only thing you hear is LDBC. You LDBC fanboys. What the fuck is you talking about? What does the LDBC have to do with what Bob Arum is saying about Terence Crawford? This shit funny to me, man. J.A. Dixon says how they ignored all the facts. Bob is even on camera saying some of this shit. That just tell you, man, some of these dudes is just complete fucking retarded ass clowns. KG off in the building. He says, don't be scared now, though. Yeah, they quick to hop in the comment section, right? And type in LDBC, LDBC this and LDBC that, right? That's all they know. They on the LDBC dick so hard, that's all they know how to say, right? Them motherfuckers got pictures of Black Fight Fan 78 right up over their bed, and they go and stare at them fucking big ass portraits of 78 Sports TV and Black Fight Fan every night before they go to bed. So all they know in their vocabulary is LDBC this and LDBC that. That's all they know how to say. But they can't come on here and debunk none of the facts that we've been talking about. They can't do none of that. They can't. They never gonna do that. They're not gonna come in here, hop on this camera, and get into a debate because they'll get ate alive. They'll get ethered. They know that. So they know better, you know. They know better. They better stay their weird ass behind their computer, you know, in their mama's basement. For real. Probably sitting watching me butt naked typing on a computer in their mama's basement and shit. Straight weirdos. D-Lo 4 Boxing says Bob ass is butthurt because he got exposed for having to come off the hip for not making an offer to Bud Spence. Yeah, that's what it looked like. He wasn't gonna make no fucking offer. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, is Bud making it even better by him coming out saying like, oh, I don't even really care about a Errol Spence fight no more. Like that's not a fight I really even care about. At one point I did, but I don't really care about that fight no more. Well, okay, well, why you still care about a Manny Pacquiao fight? 5-6 years after. That don't make no sense to me, but it is what it is, man. So let's go ahead and I want to cook on the situation. The big fight that we got coming up in a few weeks. We bought less than 2 weeks out for the Danny Garcia and Errol Spence, right? Danny Garcia and Errol Spence situation, man. I can't wait for this fight. Danny Garcia been talking real big. He been talking real big. Danny Garcia has been talking big. Some would say he been talking disrespectful. He's saying that Errol Spence ain't the truth. Errol Spence is a lie. He said he gonna expose Errol Spence. But not only that, Danny Garcia's mama was even on PBC Fight Camp talking big shit, right? His mom was on there talking big shit, talking about she knows that Danny Garcia is going to beat the shit out of EJ, right? She knows, right? This is crazy. Not only is Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia talking big shit, right? Not only is Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia talking shit, Danny Garcia mama talking big shit now. Talking about she knows that Danny Garcia is going to beat the shit out of Errol Spence, right? Man, and the thing with me is that Danny Garcia, he been talking shit about Errol Spence for a long time, right? Go back to 2015. Go back all the way to 2015, when Errol Spence first started calling Danny Garcia out. Danny Garcia was like, who is he? He ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time Danny Garcia talks about Errol Spence, he never says that he go back and look at all of the interviews, right? He's shitting on Errol Spence throughout his whole career, right? Ever since Errol Spence name started buzzing, Danny Garcia was that one fighter that was really shitting on him from the beginning. Like, oh, he ain't done nothing. He ain't nothing. Then, later on down the road when Errol Spence's name was really buzzing, Danny Garcia was always like, he's just a basic fighter to me. He ain't nothing special about him. But he was always saying this shit, but he was still always refusing to get that smoke with EJ. Because every time Errol Spence was calling him out, he ain't want that smoke. But he was always talking big shit, right? Now we talking a lot of shit. You really not hearing Errol Spence talk too much, right? He ain't really saying too much about what he gonna do to Danny Garcia. Yeah, he's saying that he gonna whoop him, he gonna beat him, but they over there talking big shit. They gonna beat the shit out of him. They gonna expose him. he ain't the truth. He a lie, and they gonna show everybody that. They talking big shit. Now, do Danny Garcia and his family really believe that shit that they talking? The sisters even talking shit. Mike Rhyme, let me see, Danny Garcia media. Mike Rhyme says, I just switched to watch a little bit of Danny Garcia's media workout. He better borrow that oil. No, hold on, man. I lost it. The comments jumped. Hold on. He says he better borrow the oil can from the tin man from the Wizard of Oz. He's in serious trouble. All that shit that Danny Garcia is talking, right? Do y'all think he really believe that shit himself? Michael Parker says they supposed to hype it up, make for a better fight. But see, I feel you on that. But see, this is what I'm saying, Michael. Like I said, is that Danny Garcia been talking shit and trashing Errol Spence for a long time. This ain't just no shit that he just started saying since the fight is coming up. If you go back and listen to his interviews, every time Errol Spence's name is brought up, like 2015, right? He ain't never really gave Errol Spence no respect like that. You dig what I'm saying? And then like Sean Porter said, ever since Keith Thurman said, ever since he saw the Mikey Garcia fight, but ever since Danny Garcia saw Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia, and he saw him fight Sean Porter, he was like, shit, on cloud nine. Like, I know I can whoop him now. So what I'm saying is, do you think that his family, his mom, his dad, and Danny Garcia, all of that shit that they talking, they gonna have to back that shit up? Do you think that they can back it up? And do you think that they believe all of that shit that they talking? Lewis Coleman says, you need to let it go. They fight December the 5th. Let's see what happens. Give Danny his props if he wins, and we will also give Errol his props. If he stops or beats Danny. What you mean? What do I need to let go? Fuck do you mean? What do I need to let go? I don't need to let nothing go. Big LT says, facts, Danny been talking shit. Yeah, he been talking a lot of shit. I like it, but you know what I'm saying? He gonna have to eat all of them words. You know what I'm saying? Now he gonna have to eat that shit. Because all he doing is, pissing off the motherfucking he's pissing off the big fish. He pissing off the shark in the waters. But hey, Danny can fight, Danny can fight. Like I said, to me, Danny gave Sean Porter one of his toughest fights, even though he lost, right? I still think that he gave Sean Porter one of his toughest fights. Jimbo Slice says, I mean, you can't really be mad at the bro, at that, bro. I mean, somebody got to hype this fight, right? Laugh out loud. It's not Errol's style to talk much trash, so I think Danny is talking that bad guy approach. Oh, I have no problem with it, my dude. See, don't get me wrong. I like it. Talk all of that shit. I like hearing Danny and his whole family talk that shit. But my thing is, do he really believe that shit he's talking? Because it's a fact, right? It's a fact for a long time, right? It's a fact for a long time that Danny Garcia was ducking Errol Spence. I don't care what nobody say. It's a fact. Danny Garcia was ducking him for a long time, right? He was always talking shit, but making a million excuses why he wouldn't take the fight, trying to act like, oh, he don't really know nothing. He tried to basically take that, who is he? What has he done? He hasn't earned no position to fight me. Look at me. Look who I am. Who is he? He ain't shit. He's just he ain't no special fighter. He's just a basic fighter. What I need to fight him for? He was taking that approach, right? But soon as EJ name got big, now he want to hop in the ring. He want to fight. So it's a lot of history between Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. But the thing is, for some reason, I don't know what it is. For some reason, Errol Spence has always gave Danny Garcia a lot more respect than Danny Garcia gave him. I've been watching this play out for years and years. Like for years ago, Danny Garcia was the number one guy on my radar that I wanted to see Errol Spence go in there and fuck up, because Danny Garcia was always talking bad about Errol Spence. And I'm like, man, he need to get this fight and go in there and fuck this nigga up. Like for real. That was like out of Keith Thurman, me personally, out of Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Terence Crawford, and all those guys, for a long time, Danny Garcia was the guy that I wanted to see Errol Spence go and fuck up more, because it was just like this dude, every time he's asked about Errol Spence, like he kind of really disrespectful. He really disrespectful. So I like it, you know. I like it, you know. I like it because now he gets to really go in there and have a chance to put hands on Danny Garcia. But the thing to me is, I always notice, like with Sean Porter, for some reason, Sean Porter was able to aggravate Errol Spence. You know, Errol Spence got pissed off. He was talking that shit, you know, talking about what he was going to do to Sean Porter, this, and that, right? You ain't really never got him ever, even in the past, to say nothing bad about Danny Garcia. Really, you know what I'm saying? He talked bad. He even talked real bad about Keith Thurman. We all know that. Talk bad about Sean Porter and him and Terence Crawford even talk. You know, he always give Terence Crawford his respect, but he even, you know, talked that shit about Terence Crawford like he was gonna run him down. You know, he gonna run him down and beat the shit out of him, right? You ain't really got that out of him with Danny Garcia, and I always wonder why. Like, does he not hear the shit that Danny Garcia be saying? Or, you know, why? Does he just like Danny Garcia and just respect him that much? Was Danny Garcia one of the guys that he looked up to or liked a lot when he was coming up? You know, what was it? You know, I don't know, man. I always ask myself that. Like, why he ain't really just went at Danny Garcia and got on his helmet like that? Nelson, what's good with it? Big Dose 513, what's happening with it? He says, Big Dose 513 says, he even said it after the Porter fight. He didn't do him like he did Peterson. Facts. Yeah, man. Lewis Coleman says, hold on. How can you say, does Danny believe what he says? You don't know what another man thinks. Bro, listen to what you just said, right? This man, you just said, hold on. How can I say, does Danny believe what he says? You don't know what another man thinks. Now read what you just said, right? I'm asking the question, do y'all think Danny believes what he says, right? And you're telling me I don't know what another man thinks. Now tell me when did I say that I know what Danny Garcia thinks? When did I ever say like, oh, I don't think that Danny believed what he's saying himself? Did I ever say that? So what you saying to me, Lewis Coleman, it don't make no sense. I'm asking a question. Do y'all think Danny believes what he says? Right? Because a lot of times, you know, fighters will say shit to hype up a fight, but they don't really believe it. Like you'll have a fighter say, oh, I'm going to knock him out in the 5th round. Right? But you know, deep down, they don't believe that. So now what I'm saying with all of the shit that Danny Garcia is talking, do y'all think that he really believes it? He could believe that, you know, because like I said before, even Keith Thurman said it, right? Keith Thurman said after he saw Errol Spence fight Sean Porter, he got very confident. He was damn near clapping and damn near jumping up and down. Like, man, I know I can beat him now. I know I can beat him now. So obviously, you know, it's some part of him that really thinks that he can beat Errol Spence. And then after the car wreck, it made him even more confident, right? But now he's got to see, you know, PBC Fight Camp. He's got to see the type of shape that Errol Spence is in. And it's obvious, right? It's obvious to me that Errol Spence, he ain't a shell of himself, right? We won't. A lot of y'all is like, well, we won't know until he gets in the ring. Well, that's for any fighter. We don't know what Danny Garcia we gonna get until he get in the ring, right? But from seeing Errol Spence, we see he's sharp as attack. His coach is telling you, his sparring partners is telling you that he in there putting in work, beating cats down. So he ain't a shell of himself, right? So now, is Danny Garcia as confident as he was in the beginning, right? Do you think that he's still as confident as he was in the beginning? Big Dose 513. Yeah, man, you good. Go ahead. I'll tap that link in again. I'll let you get on here and cook. You know, the link right there. I put the link in again. Big LT says Danny over there looking like he about to be put to sleep. Well, I'm gonna put some respect on Danny's name because, like I said before, man, Danny Garcia got a hell of a chin. Now, if Errol Spence can stop him or put him to sleep, that's an amazing feat, right? I don't expect that. I think Errol gonna go in there and beat him real good. But I don't see nobody really putting Danny Garcia to sleep like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have Angel go in there and just stop the fight, throw in the towel. But Danny Garcia ain't no punk. Don't get me wrong. Danny Garcia ain't no punk. He ain't no punk. No matter what people think about Danny Garcia, he a hell of a fighter. Go back and look at that Sean Porter fight. He gave Sean Porter everything he could chew and some more. Maurice Isaac in the building. He says Danny is going to get taken to school, and after the fight, he will pretend he won. Hey, Maurice, I said that shit, dog. I just said that shit. I said Danny Garcia gonna get the shit beat out of him, right? I said he gonna lose. I said, and then afterwards, he gonna pretend he won, and he gonna make a million excuses talking about how he got robbed. I said that shit, dog. I said that. Big Dose, what's happening with it?
Salute to you, fam. Salute, bro. It's an honor to be talking to you, family.
Oh, yeah, already, man. What's up with it, though?
Shit, nothing, man. Hey, I think you hit it right on the head, bro. I think Danny been scared. Okay, I think Danny been scared of Spence for some years now. But I think that Lamont Peterson fight really sealed his fear in. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it. He had a nail biter with Lamont Peterson. You know what I'm saying? And in the end of that fight, Lamont Peterson was coming back. A lot of people said if he had a few more rounds, he could have won that fight. You know what I'm saying? And then turn around, look how Spence did Lamont Peterson, man. Spence straight destroyed Lamont, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion,
Mack truck.
Man, in my opinion, that was one of Spence's best fights, bro.
Oh, yeah, that in the Algeria.
Yeah, the Algeria and the other dude he fought, the
Bondu. Leonard
not
Bondu.
Bondu, the other white dude. The other white dude he fought that ain't had no losses.
You talking about Del Greco, Phil Del Greco?
Not Del
or Chris Van Heerden.
Van Heerden.
Yeah.
Van Heerden, bro. He ain't had no losses, bro, when he fought Spence.
See, that was that nigga with the shag. That's what I want to see. I want to see that nigga with the shag, you know?
Right. But see, you know what was the difference, though? You know what was the difference, Keon?
What's that?
Blu-ray.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah,
Blu-ray, bro.
That's strength.
And you can see it.
You can see it in his physique. He looked like a totally different fighter, like the physique. He was strong as a motherfucking ox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That strength. You know what I'm saying? That's when he was just bullying motherfuckers around like, hey, I'm finna come, push you to these ropes, dig on you, and you not finna be able to move. You ain't finna be able to do nothing about it. I'm gonna walk through you.
And not only was he strong as an ox, he got stronger as the fight went on.
You know why though? When you hear Blu-ray, right? When Blu-ray talk about, I ain't gonna lie, when I heard Blu-ray talking about, you know what I'm saying? I work out a lot. But you know, and I've been strength and conditioning for dudes, you know. But when I heard Blu-ray talk about his strength and conditioning program, this motherfucker said he started off right before the workout even started. You got to put in 700 push-ups or more, right? 700
I think
before the workout even start off.
Right.
That shit, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So imagine that. You got to do 700 push-ups before your workout even start off. And then you got to do a whole grueling workout. Ain't nobody doing shit like that, dog.
And see, I done worked out before, so I know what that entails. You know what I'm saying? When I used to do workout for the cut up, I used to do, you know, like 50 push-ups in between like 20 reps or 225. You know what I'm saying? I do 225 for 20 and then go down and do 50 push-ups while my homie doing his 20. You know what I'm saying? And then right back on it. Okay. Now imagine if your muscles is already burnt out to the fullest. 1,000 push-ups to do that for you, bro.
You still gotta go and start a whole workout.
Yeah, and you see what he did to Black Fife, man.
Man, I seen that. Man,
broke him all the way down to the last compound.
Yeah, but Black said it. Black was like, shit, nigga, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be on some shit to fuck with Blu-ray. Like, I gotta be in, I gotta go in there already in shape. You can't just go in there fucking with him like that. And so, you know, I mean, that just tell you how nuts Errol Spence, you know, how in the physical shape, you know, you remember everybody's running around, oh, he on steroids, he on this and he on that. Nah, he was on that Blu-ray fitness plan.
And I hear he back though, Keon. I hear he back, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if Blu-ray is back for this fight, I got him stopping Danny Garcia. And if he back for the Crawford fight, I got him stopping Crawford.
Nah. Blu-ray ain't back this fight. So what Errol Spence said, because he talked about it in the media, the little press conference that they had. I think it was the week before last, right? He talked about it, and he said that because I don't know, it was in one of them interviews. I think it was on the Brian Custer interview. That's what it was. The Brian Custer, because one of the fans asked him, you know, what's up with Blu-ray? You know, is he back working with Blu-ray or is he going to work with Blu-ray? And he laughed about the shit. And he was just like, you know, he ain't working with him this training camp. But he says, you know, his next training camp, he going to contact Blu-ray and see what's up. What people don't understand is, right, and this ain't taking enough away from Errol Spence. Mother, you gotta be in a different mindset to want to go through that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can't come in to a training camp out of shape and then think you're gonna work with Blu-ray. See, the reason why he was able to work with Blu-ray back in the day, right? Because he was 100%. Right now, he coming off the accident. You know, he wasn't 100% probably going into all of this, right? He was and then he was having to focus on cutting weight early on, so he couldn't work with Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, when back in the day, EJ was always in shape. Y'all got to remember, he was fighting sometimes. He was fighting 4-5 times a year. You know what I'm saying? He stayed in shape. He stayed around. You know, he never got past 158, 160 walk around weight. So when you already in shape, now he could go and holler at Blu-ray. You know, hey, you know, let's get it. You know, I got a fight coming up. Let's get this work in. But when you having to come into camp out of shape, cutting weight, you can't work with Blue. He'll kill you. You can't do that shit unless you're already in shape.
I would even go as far as to say, bro, that you got to be in shape, and then it's gonna still take you about a year to get up to Blu-ray standard to even be able to do his workout. It's gonna take you about a year to get up there. You know what I'm saying? Up to his standards.
Yeah, because they didn't just start that shit overnight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just, I'm gonna just go in here and do 700 push-ups and then do a full workout. Nah, man. They worked up to that shit. They got to that point to where, you know, they got to that point. But whatever happened, why they stopped, I don't know. That ain't none of my business. But yeah, I mean, Errol Spence, you know, he got it in his head. He said that, you know, he gonna holler at him. So let's see if he do. You know, let's see if he do. His pops been want him to get back with Blu-ray. So, you know, but like I said, I ain't finna get, that's their business. I don't really want to get into that.
Just what we want as fans of his. What's up, Batman? Salute to you, bro.
Yeah, what's good with
that's just
Batman?
what we want as fans of his, Keon. We want him to get back with him because we know what he like with him. You know what I'm saying? And Blu-ray already said he ain't training nobody that could possibly even fight Earl. You know what I'm saying? That's loyalty, you know. With that special sauce in him, see, I ain't discounting nothing from Earl. Earl, he the truth, bro. He got the skills. He the truth, bro. He got a chin, hit hard and everything. You know what I'm saying? But he just different with that special sauce in him, bro. We seen it.
We seen it,
bro. The digs to the body, everything, bro, is different. Van Heerden said every punch he threw was hard, was a power punch, even his jab. You know what I'm saying? That's that special sauce in him, man. Plus Earl hit hard anyway, you know. But shit, with that in him, I got him stopping. If I got him stopping Danny for sure. Like I'll put money on the knockout and Crawford.
You talking about if he was with Blu-ray?
Yeah, if he was with him.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
You know what
because
I'm saying?
Strength, you can't match that. Like can't nobody, even with Sean Porter go hard too, right? But even Sean Porter can't match that strength. Like with that extra shit that Blu-ray bring, ain't nobody matching that. You know what I'm saying? We seen how dominant of a force he was. He just too strong. And he gets stronger and stronger. Kell Brooks said some of the most telling shit after they fight. Kell Brooks said that he could have kept going, but he said he quit. He says because Errol Spence kept getting stronger. He said he was like, you know, he just kept getting stronger.
Right.
So
bro.
that tell you a lot.
I tell you a lot, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell you a lot.
He said he was like, I can't. I'm gonna quit because he not getting no weaker. He's getting stronger and stronger. So fuck that. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out.
Did you hear what coach said? Errol Spence coach. You heard what he said about Kell Brooks? He said not only did Spence break his eye socket,
he broke his ribs.
He broke his rib and his jaw.
And don't nobody talk about that though.
Kell Brooks said he felt like he was gonna die. You see what I'm saying? That's some other type of power right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? and Crawford sitting here talking about, I don't need Spence. But then on the other hand, he's saying Bob ain't getting him the big fights. And now he you know, courtesy of Blue Blood said he no longer chasing none of the other welterweights. The only fight he wants is Pacquiao. But you've been chasing Pacquiao for what, 7 years now? But Spence
over 5 years easily.
Him and Spence is the bigger fight, in my opinion. And okay, Pacquiao got a following, but people ain't really talking about him and Pacquiao. They talking about him and Spence. But you talking about you don't need Spence. Now think about this. Spence offering him 60-40. I ain't trying to get in the brother's money, but you think about it, bro. Right now, he making like $3 million to $4 million a fight, okay? You taking 40% of a pay-per-view and the gate. Bro, you gonna probably make over that $4 million. What if the fight do $100 million? Then you done made yourself $40 million. What the hell is you talking about, bud? That's all pride, bro. That's all pride, man. If you think about it, okay, take that 40, bro. You might make 40 million. And then y'all turn around and do a rematch and then do the 60-40 your way. Bud don't be thinking, bro. That's why he don't want to be his own promoter, because he can't think.
he be contradicting himself a lot when he do these interviews too, and his diehard fans be getting pissed off and mad. But the facts is there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The facts is there. It's right in front of your motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? And then Bob Arum, he's shitting on him, and like the thing is what didn't make sense to me, like I talked about the other night. You know what I'm saying? You cool, right? You cool. You said yourself that you've taken less money, right, to fight bombs, right?
Uh-huh.
But then you ain't willing to take a 60-40 split and make the most money you ever made in your whole entire career to you know what I'm saying, to be in one of the biggest fights in boxing. The only fight that's bigger than the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, right, is Anthony Joshua Fury and Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Wilder versus AJ, right? It's only 3 fights, right? And they involve basically the same fighters.
Right.
Right? So it's only 3 fights in all of boxing that's bigger than the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight, right? And like I said, in those fights basically involve the same 3 fighters.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? What sense do that make? That's like you telling me, just like I said the other day, that's just like you telling me, hey, look, let's go in on this business. You know what I'm saying? I got 110,000 for you, right? And we gonna go in on this business together, but you gonna make 110,000 right off the rip, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, right? I'm like, okay, straight. We cool, okay? I'm good with it. And then, right, another motherfucker come to me, right? And he, for the same business, the same shit, he offered me 60,000, right? And then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fuck with my man, right? I'm gonna fuck with my man, Big Dose, because he offered me 110. And then I find out that you making 150, right? I find out you making 150,000. Now I turn it down because I'm pocket watching you and I'm mad about what you making. Right. And I go over there and say, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this 60 because he making more than me. That's essentially what it sounds like. Right?
Right.
You turning some shit down, your biggest payday, because you pocket watching another man and you mad. You trying to, oh no, I'm because you playing like, oh no, I'm bigger than him when you're not. What sense does that make? Why would you take, if you so confident that you can beat this man, why would you just take the 60-40 split, right? Make his team and him, right, agree to the same terms if you beat him in a rematch. But you don't want to do that because it don't sound like you too confident. You want to cash out. You want an easy cash out to say, okay, I would Pacquiao and now whatever. Now I'm gonna go ahead and ride off in the sunset. I don't got to do nothing else.
Right.
I don't know. That's what it's. And I'm not saying that's a fact, but some can say it sound like that. It sound that way, right?
Right. If he don't fight Spence, that's always gonna be an asterisk on this name, bro. That's always gonna be an asterisk on this name if he don't fight that man. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, bro, that's facts, man. He gonna make the most money he ever made with Earl. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, though. He not even willing to face Porter. He ain't willing to face what's his name? Two times. He ain't willing to face him, bro. And I think he not willing to face them. Keith Thurman. I feel like he ain't willing to face them because he's scared he might lose to him. Hey man, I don't know if you seen Porter way. Man, that's all Porter's talking about is fighting Crawford.
You been on Crawford helmet.
Over fighting Spence. He on his helmet, bro. He want him.
He on his helmet.
Now, what you gonna do, Crawford? You gonna step up, bro? What? Get him out the way, cause he both of y'all Mando. That's an easy way to get the knock one down, so you can move straight to Spence after that. Come on, bro. What you gonna do? What's up? Stay ready. Salute, bro.
So I've been in this whole show, right? And see, this is the shit I'm talking about. Stay ready, boxing TV. What's happening with it?
What's going on, bro?
So this the shit I'm talking about, y'all. I've been on this whole show, right? And I done broke all the facts down, right? None but facts. I done broke down what Bob Arum said out of his own mouth, right? Now we got Game Bread. They came in the building, right? We had a whole bunch of them earlier, right? Game Bread, we got them up out of here. Game Bread then came in the building. He says, nah, PBC is not letting the fights happen. After all of the shit that I done broke down, all of the facts that I done told you, read the shit that Bob Arum said out of his own mouth. Now he came in here talking about PBC. This the shit I'm talking about. He's talking about PBC is not letting the fights happen.
Right. We already know it ain't PBC. Go ahead, stay ready. What you gonna say,
Yeah,
bro?
go ahead, stay ready.
Y'all don't want me to cook these niggas because these niggas are some idiots. All of them. Every single one of them. It ain't even one. It's hard to even waste time, and waste energy talking to them because they don't listen. They already had their mind made up. So motherfuckers like that, I don't even talk to unless they willing to come on and debate. But they don't ever debate. You gave them niggas the link.
A few of them earlier. They don't want no smoke.
Oh yeah, I saw you. That's why I started blocking them.
They don't want no smoke. Clowns, straight clowns. But man, stay ready, man. Let me get your take on the situation first. You've been in here and you know what's going on. All the shit that Bob said about the situation with Crawford. Let me get your take on that.
Man, let's be honest. Right now, I don't understand. Like I told y'all, I'm not taking up for Bud no more. I've been trying to defend him because I'm actually a fan of the dude. But when you sit here and let this white man blatantly disrespect you, but then you go out here and say, well, he's a good dude. But then you got fans. The only bad thing they say is they talk about the fight between you and Earl, and you going at them because they think Earl can beat you. How is that disrespecting you or saying something bad about you? If I don't think you can win a fight, I don't think you can win a fight, bitch. That's my opinion. Like that's not calling them. I don't even mean to say it like that. But that's just not talk. But that's just my opinion. If I got an opinion, if I think Canelo will lose to Caleb Plant, that's my opinion. And I will tell you why I think he loses. It ain't just I'm just gonna say, oh nah, he can't beat him. No, I'm gonna break it down and it's analytically.
Right.
That's just me. I'm a different person because I look at boxing from a different viewpoint. A different set of eyes than a regular person because I have thrown punches in the ring before. You know what I'm saying? I look at it almost from a coach standpoint, but it's different because I talk about things I don't like when I see certain fighters that I like. Talk about things that they do great. It's a lot of shit that Bud do great. It's a lot that he don't. He's probably one of the most polished fighters in boxing. But I seen some flaws that I seen certain fighters can take advantage of, and me coming out and saying that, oh, he'll think I'm hating on him or disrespecting him. Unlike shit like you got Bob Arum out here literally blatantly disrespecting this man. I've never seen Bob Arum blatantly disrespect not one of his fighters except
Not
Floyd
like that.
Mayweather. Huh?
Not like that.
And the only time he disrespected Floyd is when Floyd left. And he started talking about Floyd with Floyd all that. I got this noise. Hold on.
You cutting up. Stay ready.
Hey, can I address game?
My bad. I had this tractor driving by. But
hey, stay ready. Can I address Game Bread real quick? He said, drop the facts if it's not PBC holding the fights back. The facts came right out of Bob's mouth. The facts came right out of Bob's mouth, bro. Bob said it's Bud that don't want the fights.
Big dose.
There you go.
Big dose. Fuck that. He dropped the link. Tell him to jump on the panel. We ain't got
to. I'm gonna drop another link.
If he got 5 minutes to jump on the panel, or you gonna get blocked. Fuck that. 5 minutes.
Straight like that.
Motherfuckers is silly, dog. I'm telling you, dog. Like I did a whole show and drop nothing but fact after fact after fact, and they still on here talking about where are the facts. Money. What's good with it, Money?
What's up with it, nigga?
What's up with it? Nigga, you ain't in the comments nowhere. Real talk.
I jumped in when you first went live, and I sent you to text me. I text you as soon as you text me, I text you right back. 106 to 106.
I ain't see that shit. I just had looked at the phone right now, but you ain't in the comments at all.
Yeah, I jumped in the comments. It's gonna be out. They ain't gonna let you go all the way to the top. I'm all the way in the beginning. All the way in the beginning.
I showed and see you.
Matt, you going down. Big Duff is going down.
Salute, family. Salute, Money. How you doing, family?
Chilla can't call it, dog.
Hey man, hey, he don't want the link. He's still on here to get him up out of here, dog. He don't want that link. And nigga up out of here, dog. You know what I'm saying? Talking about play the post-fight interview.
What post-fight interview talking about?
Here, dog. Anyway, you know, what's good with you though, Money?
Chilling. Wait till my first thing out of Bob Mouse and Spence will avoid Crawford as long as you can. Ain't nobody worrying about that shit. 60-40. They're off on the table.
Have you been in here? Like you been in here listening? I read the nigga. I done broke all the facts down, right? I read exactly what Bob Arum said from the box. Man, I read the boxing scene article. Motherfucker told me I was making shit up.
I read the article. I did a video on the shit.
Hey, this nigga had to come in here and told me I was making shit up from a fake article. I can't, man. These dudes is
niggas in denial, bro. Niggas in denial.
Nah, leave him there. Leave him there so he can get this game. Then he can run back and lie. Cause that motherfucker gotta lie about this shit, dog. The situation Bud ain't on Earl level for his business. Now y'all can go on and talk about the skills, the accolades, and all that shit. When you look at the money, you look at the numbers, the shit ain't adding up, dog. It ain't adding up. They talking about a post-fight interview. We ain't talking about no damn post-fight interviews. We talking about when the business come down to the business. Now, when Earl come to the table, the man is a unified champion. The man going on his third pay-per-view in a row. Not no breaks in between and none of that shit. His third pay-per-view in a row. When both of Crawford's pay-per-views don't match up to one of his pay-per-views. And we know his third one finna do damn good numbers with fucking Danny Garcia. So this man is on his third pay-per-view. And y'all can't sit up here and still say, oh, Earl don't want to fight. Oh, Earl ducking. Who ducks? Who sends an offer and ducks? The man sent the 60-40 offer. And all y'all keep talking about is, oh, man, y'all keep talking about the business. We trying to see the fight. We just fans. We want the fight. Well, if you motherfuckers want the fight, y'all should be telling Bud to accept the 60-40. Hands down. Nothing else to it. Bud, take the 60-40. We want the fight. Instead, you motherfucker, well, Bud deserved this for that. And he did this. Y'all want to go back to accolades. And we ain't talking about no 40. We ain't talking about no 35. We talking about that 147 right now, where we stand at this moment. What have you done for me lately? That's what the boxing game is about. And we look at Earl last 4 fights and you look at Crawford last 4 fights, the shit ain't even close, dog. It ain't even close. So y'all can sit up here with all this hoo-ha, all this bullshit all y'all want to when your own promoter coming out talking about your ass don't know how to do good business. Your own promoter coming out talking about you don't know how to do business. You don't even want to sign contracts to fight the big fights, but you talking about Bob ain't giving you the big fights. So how the fuck is it like? It's some fishy shit going on. Is you like getting these little fights where you know you go whip their ass for the $4 or $5 million? Do you want to step your game up to the big dogs for real? You did. Is Bo Mac going out there putting it down for real as your manager trying to get you the big fights? Or is motherfuckers just filling up their own coffers, not giving a damn? Because that's what it's seeming like to me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Earl out here with all this motherfucking heavy lifting, fighting all these top 5 motherfucking fighters, fighting 4 division world champions and shit. You know what I mean? But y'all don't want to give him no credit. He supposed to be the man. He everything on Errol Spence. Earl got to compromise on this. Earl got to compromise on that. Earl got to do this. But he the #1 man in the damn division. Then y'all to turn around and acknowledge him as the #1 fighter at the division. Acknowledge him as a unified champion. Oh, well, he's the #1 dog, so he's supposed to fight the tough fights. How the fuck I'm supposed to be the #1 dog fighting tough fights, but I'm supposed to get the pay that match what I'm doing? Y'all got to be crazy, dog. Y'all got to be crazy. So y'all keep on with all this shit. If the fight don't happen, don't blame EJ. Period. The fight don't happen, don't blame EJ, because y'all keep talking about Earl and Bud, and like Bud, when Bud said he don't need Earl to be a Hall of Famer, I agree, you don't, because you're a Hall of Famer already. But Earl damn sure don't need you needed to be a Hall of Famer, because he got 54 and he got 60. And he got a motherfucker named Canelo Alvarez that's gonna be the biggest fight in boxing at the time when they meet up. And they go meet up. They go meet up. You know what I mean? So y'all can keep on moving on how y'all moving. And y'all can say motherfuckers don't want to fight and shit of that nature. But at the end of the day, yeah, you can say Capo and Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was a 4-division world champion.
Hey, man, don't read shit he gotta say, man.
I already know. I see what he's trying to do. I see what he's trying to do. But you can say Capo and Mikey Garcia all you want to. But Mikey Garcia is bigger than any motherfucker on Bud resume. And that's a fact. So when you finish talking, he got a 4-division world champion on his resume. You dig that every motherfucker wanted to see fight Bud. Now, when Earl get these motherfuckers, it's a different story. So y'all can keep on trying all y'all want to, dog. That shit, it ain't gonna work over these ways, man. It ain't gonna work over these ways. Errol Spence is a #1 dog at 147. He proven that. He continued to prove that. And after Danny Garcia, if Bud on 160-40, then he move on to whomever else he want to move on to, hands down. Earl ain't got to wait on nobody. When you're in front, you ain't looking who behind you, dog. When you the #1 nigga being chased, you ain't got to chase no motherfucker. So if niggas don't want to compromise, it is what it is.
That's facts, money. That's facts, bro. Go ahead, go.
And the thing is, money, it's like I was saying earlier. Your motherfuckers can come over here and say all this silly shit you want, but you can't defute none of these facts because it's coming from the fighter's mouth and the promoter's mouth themselves. You can't defute none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's impossible. So, you know, man, it's the shit is crazy. And Bob Arum, just like in the article, he basically telling you that as long as Terence Crawford is with him, that fight with Errol Spence ain't gonna happen. He's telling you. He made a million excuses about how the two fighters want too much money, how you know how the pay-per-view business work, this and that. And basically, essentially, what he's telling you is, like I said this over a year ago. If Bob Arum don't see that he can make a big financial gain from it, right? He's not gonna make the fight happen. Because for one, he don't give a fuck about Terence Crawford like that. He told you that. He said, fuck them, right? So he don't care about making Terence Crawford richer. That ain't he cares about making himself richer. So what he looking at, he like, okay, do I want to take a risk? Right? Do I want to take a risk? Then, right, if I do make money, do I want to take a risk and do all of that work to make this fight, to make a couple 100,000 to 500,000, $1 million maybe profit? You know, he ain't thinking about that shit. He's not gonna let that shit happen. That's why he like, oh well, if they think they could do it, I'll let him go over to PBC and make the fight with him by themselves, right? If they think that they can do the fight without us, ESPN, supporting it, I'll let Terence Crawford go to PBC. That's what he said.
That's
exactly what he said.
That's the thing, okay. That's what they can't accept this, dog. They can't accept the fact that Bob is coming out telling the truth. Like I said, and we all know this. When you want the truth, you go get it from a drunk person, a mad person, or a damn kid. Bob Arum is mad right now. He's spilling the beans. The man is being truthful. Regardless, y'all want to say, oh, the white man is like they tried to say last night. Oh, man, the white man trying to turn the brother against the brother. Man, I'm not trying to hear that shit. That man coming out with nothing but facts on them. What he putting out. If Bo Mac can go out there and put out a statement on Bob Arum, then Bob Arum coming out and putting the truth out on their ass. That's just what it is. So when we're looking at the situation, and he's telling us that he lost money on Bud in his last 3 fights, everything at welterweight, his last 3 fights at welterweight is letting you know that Bud ain't pulling in no motherfucking money. And like he said, if you ain't filling up that Bob coffin, Bob don't give a damn, dog. He don't give a damn. See what I'm saying? He's not gonna go waste $20 million on Manny Pacquiao, and he's saying this man last 3 fights ain't pulling in shit. So he'll throw $20 million. Even if he break even, he didn't pull in shit. Even if he break even, they like to put money in a bank account, dog. Not just come back, lose money, or sitting up there put the same money back in the bank account. Nigga hustling backwards like that. And Bob ain't the type of he ain't finna do no shit like that. He telling you now. If they don't come through with the money for the Pacquiao and Bud fight, there ain't gonna be no fight. And
Well,
then
I'm gonna say this.
Let me just say this. They gotta take this motherfucker Bud all the way to a Arab country to make money. They gotta take him all the way out the country to make money. But if Pacquiao and Earl was to happen, it's gonna happen right here on US soil at the Cowboy Stadium, and that bitch go flood the country. That bitch go flood the internet, go flood the pay-per-view buys and all that shit. But you can't do the same with Bud Crawford in America with Manny Pacquiao. That's telling you something right there. Go ahead, Matt.
No, all I was gonna say was I can understand Bob's point of view, but at the same time, Bob is still wrong in a motherfucker. And I'm gonna say this because we see how hard Bob Arum pushed Lomachenko. You see how hard Bob Arum is pushing Teofimo Lopez. When have you ever seen Bob push Bud ever like that? Ever.
I agree.
The only time Bob pushed Bud is with the ESPN Plus rollout. And that was the first fight on there with him and Jose Benavidez. But that was on the strength that ESPN was pushing the rollout, the ESPN Plus rollout. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't be doing the same thing he'd be doing with Bud for the past 6-7 years.
Okay,
think about this. He been working on that Manny Pacquiao fight since 2015, bro.
That's
2015.
14, Matt.
Yeah, 14.
Stay ready.
It was 14.
Now stay ready. Yeah. How you feel about what Bob Arum came out and said that he was trying to push Terence Crawford, right? So he could promote Terence Crawford, with this Brook fight coming up. He was trying to get him to sign the contract, and Terence Crawford wouldn't sign the contract for Brook. So they couldn't promote it on the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko broadcast, because he said that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get Terence Crawford, name out there. He was trying to promote that fight on the broadcast with Teofimo Lopez.
Well, I'm gonna say this,
Lomachenko, but he wouldn't sign the contract.
I'm gonna say this: we don't know why he signed the contract. He had to been a reason. Maybe he had his lawyers looking over, or his lawyers had some other things to do while looking over that contract. We can't say that it's his fault because he didn't sign a contract. Bob Arum is a scam artist. So he'll fucking man. He made Bud pay $100,000 just to have his fight in Nebraska that he sold out. So we ain't gonna tell him what he might have had in that contract. So he had his lawyers looking over that contract, however long it took him. Now that he signed the contract late. On top of that means he signed it late, and you need more time to promote this fight. Push that bitch back. Why did you have to have the fight right the fuck now? You didn't. Push that bitch back. Any other reasonable promoter would have did that. Any other reasonable promoter would have did that.
It's janky business all around the table. When Bud sit his ass there and stick around that shit, dog. So as much as we want to blame Bob Mack, we gotta blame Bud ass too, because he's cheated.
I can get that, but what I'm gonna say is one thing. I'm not finna blame. Look, I told y'all got me over here taking up for Bud, and I told y'all I wasn't doing that shit no more. But I'm not taking up for blood. I'm blaming Bob, cause look, you my motherfucking promoter. You are my fucking promoter. That is your motherfucking job. You don't tell me to do that. I'm supposed to go out there and fight. That's it. Maybe at the press conferences talk some shit here and there, which Bud gonna do, but you the fucking promoter. That is your motherfucking job. It ain't nothing else that you supposed to be doing but promoting my motherfucking fight and giving me my motherfucking check out. Period.
Facts, and that's why I made a whole video on that, man. Right? I made a whole video, right?
And that's why I say I get what you. That's why I say I can't blame Bud on it. I can't.
No, that's why you gotta blame Bud on it, Mac. That's why.
But what I'm gonna blame Bud on?
Let me tell you why. Because Mac, he been around this shit forever, bro. He been around this forever. This not the first time this shit happened to him. He see this shit been happening to him. Him and Bo Mac, bro. They sticking in that shit. So if you sitting up here, this motherfucker not promoting you right. We been no Bob Arum do not promote black fighters. Floyd Mayweather been told us this shit. He don't know how to promote black fighters. Floyd Mayweather been told us, man, get the fuck away from Bob Arum. History shows this man about what superstar fighters do when they leave his ass. But him and Bomac choose to stick around that shit. So if you know Bob Arum, this old ass man, he do business, he's stuck in his ways all the way from back when. He's stuck in them motherfucking master ways, just like motherfucking Eddie Hearn did. He told you how they all stuck in those ways, them old motherfuckers. But you choose to stick your ass around this shit, and of course, yes, he your promoter, and I say that shit. You don't have to promote yourself when you paying a big ass percentage of your money to your promoter. But even with that being said, if you let this motherfucker take money out your check to promote you, and you see he ain't giving you the right promotion, you sit up there watching this shit, but you still willing to pay this man his money, then you the fool for sticking your ass around, knowing that he ain't doing a good job for you, and knowing that he ain't gonna do a good job for you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want trying to be loyal to a motherfucker that ain't loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I place the blame on him and Bomac as well.
And then hold on. And then Buzz sitting here over in the yard, looking over there in the other yard, seeing everybody in that yard happy. He don't see no complaints coming out of that yard, but he don't want to go over there and play. Stop it, man. And then on top of that, who got major promotion last night on Bud's fight? Fucking Errol Spence and Danny. They played like 2-3 commercials of their fight coming up on Bud's fight. That's what PBC doing for their fighters. On your shit we promoting. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I squarely place that blame on Bud, Bomac, and Bob. And Bob. You see what he said? He said Bud don't promote himself, and he don't, bro. And what's the difference between Teofimo and Bud? Teofimo promote himself in that ring with them antics. Okay, Lomachenko stayed with Ellie Setback doing an interview. Should we give Bud every blue moon?
But what I'm gonna try to say is, the one thing that I blame Bud on is God damn dumbass call. The only thing I blame Bud on is re-signing this dumbass contract. That's it.
That's a big ass part of it too, y'all.
Is him re-signing that contract? But
then look at this. Stay ready. After
hold on, y'all gotta look at this though.
He gonna come out.
Y'all do gotta.
He gonna come out defending Bob though. That
don't
make no sense, bro.
I done got on his ass about that, bro. Because it's well, I ain't gonna say I got on him like
now.
Y'all know
now let me say something.
I done already mentioned it, and you know, but it's like you defend Bob, but you get on to the fans for pointing out Bob was on your ass, and then pointing out that we believe that you'll lose to Earl. That's the only thing that we've said. Ain't nobody else said nothing bad. I haven't said nothing bad about your resume like a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? I actually think some of a lot of the people that you fought been good for that division. But one thing that I just don't think that it's his fault that he's not being promoted with.
Matt, let me say something about that. Because like I said earlier, right? And Bob Arum had a point, right? When he said that he's right, okay, so Terence Crawford, he's came out himself and he said that Bob Arum is a good man, and Bob Arum, you know, he knows that Bob Arum has tried to, get him to big fights, right? Some shit he said out of his own mouth, right? Now, Bob Arum said that Terence Crawford, he don't be wanting these, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to do what he got to do to get these big fights. He act like he don't want these big fights, right? Now, let me tell you this, because you saying, oh, well, we can't blame Terence Crawford. None of this is his fault, this, and that, okay? Well, when he get a spectacular win, right, and he in the ring in front of everybody, he don't call none of these niggas out.
Nah, I do agree on that point.
So we can't just put all the blame on Bob and act like, oh, well, he don't have to do nothing himself. He's not calling nobody out. Nah, I can't do that, man, because he has the chance when he's in front of the whole world to call out Keith Thurman.
When Floyd was with
Floyd was calling all of them out.
Who was
Floyd was calling all of them guys out when he was with Bob. When Floyd would get in the ring in his post-fight press conferences, he was calling out De La Hoya. He was calling out Shane Mosley. He was calling out Costa Zoo. The receipts is there. We can go back and pull it up. You know, so Terence Crawford ain't calling none of them guys. You ain't never heard him call out Sean Porter or Keith Thurman or Eugene.
He's not gonna call out Sean Porter. It's something about Sean Porter. I think that nigga's
hey, they had to get him. They had to pull his teeth to even say Errol Spence's name on the broadcast. In a couple times, he still wouldn't say his name. So let's not act like that. Some of the shit that Bob is saying ain't facts.
I think he's scared of something with Sean. I don't think he's scared to fight Sean, but it's something, bro. I don't know what it is, but he's scared of something.
That style of Sean to put that pressure on his ass.
You know, I think they know something. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to the shit talking part.
Yeah, man. It's like it's a lot of shit that, like I said, it's blame on both sides, right? It's blame on both sides. It ain't just all Bob Arum, but it ain't all just Bud. It's blame on both sides,
right?
But you know, that's why you see Terence Crawford coming back and backtracking on his word, because he know what it is. He like, well, I can't really say all that about Bob because he a good man. I know what he's trying to do. He telling you himself. So like I always say, you only can take a man of what he telling you himself. Why he backtrack on what he said, right? If that's the case, if it's all Bob Arum and we can't, you know, why did Bud Crawford go and backtrack on what he was saying? You know, and something to that.
And right after that, Bob come out with another article slamming your ass again.
Straight up. So I mean, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot, but we gonna see what happens and how this shit play out. But Bob, he said that he's been done with Terence Crawford. He didn't hand him over to Todd DeBow. He like, fuck them, fuck him and Bo Mack and his team. I don't give a fuck. He said, I don't care. It ain't no coming back from you know, it ain't no coming back over here fucking with me. They can do whatever they want to do with you. So that's, you know, that's the thing.
And you know, Bud taking up for him. You can't come back after you did all that shit. And they don't come back from that.
Nah, you can't.
Yeah. Bob feel like they try to shit on him going out there, putting that shit out there in the media. You know what I'm saying? Showing that the contract is up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to show that he's doing bad business and shit like that. We said y'all should have came to the table and talked to me like a man. But what that's what I'm saying. Was they holding all this shit in, afraid to talk to this man, afraid to say something to this man? Like, yeah, I've been working with this man for X amount of years. But now this man come out. I mean, now, you know what I'm saying, the contract coming out to where it's time that motherfucker to come up and expire. Now y'all want to go behind the back and put the shit out on a social media platform and shit of that nature. But y'all should have been doing that shit, because I'm quite sure this ain't the first time the contract been fucked up or the situation been going down like this. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it now like, what's the play now? Like, y'all trying to push Bob into the corner to do something? Because Bob looking like, I don't give a fuck about the contract coming up. You ain't gonna pressure me into re-signing you with X amount of dollars or give you more money or none of that shit. If I'm not making my money back off you. So shit, what's the play now?
And I'm gonna make my final. I'm gonna make a point. Go ahead, stay ready, and then I'm gonna make a point. And you know,
I was just gonna say, Bob, bro, he's not backing down from that. He's stuck in his ways. That's how he is. Period.
Now I'm gonna make a point, right? And this prove right here that Bob Arum is losing money, because right, common sense will let you know, right? If you get money out of a fighter, if you get big money out of a fighter, right, you not finna come and talk shit about a fighter like that and then be like, oh, he can do whatever the fuck he want. I don't care, right? Because he knows at the end of the day, like, yeah, I am losing money, so fuck him, right? That's his stance, right? Now, you see the difference between De La Hoya and Canelo and them. They were still hanging on De La Hoya nuts. We'll they didn't even want to shit on De La Hoya in public. They wouldn't say nothing bad, about Canelo in public, right? De La Hoya, Golden Boy wouldn't say nothing bad about Canelo in public because they was making money off of Canelo. They wanted to do everything they could to hold that bag, to hold on to that bag. So that just lets y'all know how Bob Arum is acting, right? First of all, it's fucked up, right? Because you stabbing the man in the back, but you acting like that because you like, well, I don't care. I'm gonna say what I want to because I ain't making no money off him anyway. And that's what it is.
I disagree. I ain't gonna say he's not losing money, but what I'm gonna say is this. This is what I'm gonna say. I think he's using it as a promotional ploy too. He's promoting.
Downplaying the motherfucker using it as promotion.
Huh?
That is not no promotional. I don't agree with that.
Saying he lose money.
Hold on. Y'all gotta remember this. All publicity is good publicity, my nigga. I don't give a fuck if it's bad or good. And hold on. Who is fighting this weekend and next weekend? Who? Tyson and Roy Jones is fighting this weekend. Errol Spence is fighting next weekend. Now you get all this publicity off of Terence Crawford while these other cats is fighting, is keeping his name in the media. So let's say Earl don't get that goddamn fight with Mayweather, and he actually tried to go in a negotiation with Crawford, and the fight is being built right here in our face. I'm this is what I'm seeing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, but this is what I'm specifically seeing. It could be a whole publicity stunt, bro. This could be an entire publicity.
I disagree.
I don't think.
Think about this. Stay ready. Think about this, bro. Crawford is trying to catch he worth the 60 and Spence worth the 40. Now he got his promoter coming out saying this nigga ain't worth shit because this nigga lose money. You know what I'm saying? That's working against Crawford's interests all the way around, bro.
Go back and listen. No, he can't. Go back and listen to what he exactly said, bro. So y'all taking him for face value, but y'all getting what he said. He said after we negotiate the Spence fight, if he want to go sign the PBC, then he can. Think about what you just said.
He's saying that negotiate the Spence fight.
You heard the second stuff he came out with. You heard the second stuff he came out with. Stay ready.
Exactly.
You heard the second stuff he came out with.
The Spence fight is the biggest fight of Bud career, and he gonna make some money off that fight to try to make back what to try to make back what he lost on Bud motherfucking ass.
I think he's gonna make money, and it's gonna be more than what he lost. Because I do believe he lost money. I ain't gonna say he hadn't.
I agree, though. I agree. I do think that.
Stay ready. You heard the second stuff he said. You heard the second stuff he just came out with.
Yeah, I done heard it all, and he still said
how he was saying. He doubled down. He doubled down on that shit. He asked Bob, like, man, you think you was a little bit too harsh. You made a mistake or you misspoke. He said, hell no, fuck Bud. You know what I'm saying? Bud can do whatever he want to. At this point, I'm washing my hands of him. He too hard to promote. He don't want to do nothing. And I'm washing my hands of him, and I'm passing him on to tie the buck. He can deal with him from now on. He said that shit about Bud, bro, today.
But check this out. Guess where he's still at? He signed him off Tyler Bud, but is he still with Top Rank, or is he not still with Top Rank?
But he said he could go over there. He said a few days. If you think he could do bigger things, he could go over there. So I don't think that they using this as a publicity stunt, to promote him. But I can't see that because it's going against everything that he's saying he won't. It's going against everything Bud saying he won't. Right? He's saying in order to make a Errol Spence fight, it gotta be 50-50 or 60-40 his way. Right? That shit sounds stupid in itself. Right? But But you know, in all, like I said, we all gonna see how this play out. Before we get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? Before we get up out of here, I want to get everybody take that's on the panel on the situation of how Danny Garcia. We seen Danny Garcia been talking a
Say
lot
that
of
again,
shit.
Keon. You broke up, man.
Okay, I said before we get out of here, you know, I want to touch a little bit more on the situation with Danny Garcia and Errol Spence, right? I think me and you talked about it, Big Dose. We talked about that, but I want to stay ready in money, you know, take on the situation with Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. How we've been seeing now, Danny Garcia, not only him and his dad, his whole family been talking shit. His mama said that she know that he gonna go and beat the shit out of Errol Spence. Now I want to get y'all take on, you know, just all of the shit that Danny Garcia been talking basically for the last 5-6 years. He been talking bad about Errol Spence.
Hey, Keon, before they go, can I say this one last thing, bro?
Go ahead.
Just something to think about. Stay ready. I think Bob is truly pissed that Crawford and them put that shit out in the open what his lawyer said about Bob not getting him no big fights. You think about that, bro. That's tarnishing Bob's company. Because if he got
Hold
anybody that
on.
he feel like, think about, just let me finish this, bro. If he
Yeah.
he got people that he want to sign, and then you got one of your top fighters over here saying you don't get them big fights. Think about how that could affect Bob. That's why he was so pissed, bro. Because they let that shit go public. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think the anger is real when it comes to Bob, man. That's just my opinion, though, and I could be wrong. You know. All right, y'all go ahead, bro. I'm gonna listen in.
The only reason I say, hold on just a second. Only thing I disagree is because we've seen him be in the media way worse than that. Y'all forget he had the whole FBI investigating him. So I can't agree just him putting out one of those statements is gonna fuck his tarnishing his name. There's so much other shit that's out there that's way worse tarnishment than that shit right there. I don't know. Hey, hold on real quick, y'all.
So money, let me get your take on, you know, real quick before we get up out of here, man. Let me get your take on, you know, the shit with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, man.
Man, I've made a video on that on his mom and things like that, looking at the build-ups and shit like that. I mean, the family man give them motivation, dog. That shit motivation like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? They've been talking about this, talking about that. I just watched some of his workout. You know, then he just had his media day working out. His ass looking good shape, dog. He looking good shape. You know, he ready. So, you know, I look at that as a confidence builder for Danny, dog. You going to Dallas, you got your family behind. Like I said, with your family with you, don't give a fuck who against you. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as a confidence booster. Danny coming, like we know he ain't coming to lay down. He coming to fight. You know, he ain't trying to be no stepping stone for nobody. You know what I mean? Angel, make sure he put that in his head. So they coming to fight, dog. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, but it make for a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It make for a good fight. Come there thinking you gonna win this fight. Give it your all. You know, that way you go get the best up out of EJ ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a hell of a fight, dog. That's just a confidence booster to put in him to fight for something other than just a motherfucking title. You know what I'm saying? So I like the situation, dog. You know what I'm saying? Family oriented. Earl come from a family oriented background. So the family go ride for you. You know what I mean? It's bigger than what other people see. So it's go just make us be that much. It's gonna be that much more entertaining for us to enjoy the fight on December the 5th, dog. And it's gonna push Earl ass to another limit as well. Because I do believe Danny ass coming to fight. He gonna try to come and bring it. He know what he up against. You know, so yeah, I like it. I like everything about it.
Yeah, I said that shit earlier, man. I was feeling it. I like that shit, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Danny been talking shit for a long time, and he been getting away with it. You know, when it comes to Errol Spence. So, hey, December the 5th, I want to see that nigga with the shag run through Danny Garcia. You know, I fuck with Danny though. You know, but shit, I want to see him run through Danny.
Danny got to back that shit up.
What's good? Stay ready. Stay ready. What you got?
Can you hear me?
Nah, I can hear
think
you
you
now.
stepped away for a minute. Oh, yeah, I can
Yeah, I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
No, okay, my bad. I don't know what happened. I was sitting there talking, but you know that shit talking Danny Garcia doing. I take it on face value because I seen him talk. Uh, the way he was talking shit in the Keith Thurman fight and went in there and shit up a brick, and they was talking mad shit then too. He was all in the goddamn Jordan store with his dad talking shit about Keith Thurman. I ain't gonna never forget that shit. But I take it on face value. They all doing, and the reason they talking because shit, it's a big ass fight. It's gonna be the biggest fight of their career. So you know he got to do something. He got this the biggest fight of Danny Garcia's career. You know what I'm saying? And he done been into a bunch of championship fights, but he, he ain't never had a pay-per-view fight. He ain't never he ain't faced an opponent like Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the biggest known fighter that he can face. It's gonna go down like 10 toes and shoes toes. So this is how you sell a fight. So I just take it on face value. It ain't really about shit. What I do believe is girl for to go in here and put down a cold demo. I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision. I don't think he's gonna knock Danny out, but I think he's gonna go in here and put down a cold demo.
Hey man, yeah, I gotta go back and watch. I gotta go watch the Danny his little training session. You know, his workout, his media workout. I'm looking forward to going and watch that. But this is the thing, right? Danny know his back up against the wall, right? Danny don't have we all know shit. This basically his last big chance. You know, he already lost to Porter and he lost to Keith Thurman, right? He is going to come in this fight, I think, more hungrier and better conditioned than any of them other fights. Cause shit, this it right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is it.
They always do for Earl, Keon.
Yeah, this is it. So, and I think,
you know what? I'm not gonna say it's it. Adrian Broner's still getting big fights.
but see, this is it for you being at the top of that division, in there with all of them guys. That's it. You can't if you didn't lost to Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and now Errol Spence. He knows that. That's what I'm saying is that he thinking that. You dig what I'm saying? He thinking that. You don't think he thinking that in his head? Like, I cannot lose again. Like, this is, I'm going at this like this is the last straw, right? Like, this is my last fight ever. And I think that's his mentality when he's going into this fight. He know this about it for him being at that top. So, man, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. What's good, Kwame? Lord to the game, boxing talk in the building. He says, you ain't missing nothing with his workout. He looks strong, but the same old DSG. Yeah, but like I said earlier, y'all, that Sean Porter fight, right? That when he fought Sean Porter, it made me look at Danny Garcia a little different because, man, to me, he was hitting Sean Porter with some shit. Dog, and he was real sharp in that fight. Although he wasn't, if he should have been busier, right? But he was real
breaking
sharp.
up, Keon.
Huh?
I heard him.
I can hear him. That's
You
all
hear
I'm
him
hearing,
clear?
big dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me on my side. Am I
Yeah, it might
breaking
be
up,
your
y'all?
side. No, you sound you good.
Am I breaking up?
Nah, you good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. My bad.
Nah.
Go ahead,
but
bro.
what I
was
was
you saying? My
saying
bad.
is in the Danny Garcia fight with Sean Porter made me look at, Danny Garcia made me look at him different. I saw a different type of dog in him in that fight because even though he could have, his work rate could have been higher to win the fight, he just looked at real sharp and his countering was on point and he was hitting Sean Porter with some shit in that fight. And I would love to be able to, I'm gonna go watch that fight again because I only seen it once. So, a lot of times when you watch a fight, the second time, you see a lot of different things you didn't catch the first time. But that fight to me
You
was
know
a
what?
very good fight. What'd you
Hey,
say?
thank you, KT. 'Cause I said thank you because you just made me think about something. You just told me, and you made me change my mind on how I think this fight gonna go. Because Danny was hitting Sean Porter with some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Danny couldn't even drop Sean. He couldn't even drop. I mean, he couldn't even drop Sean. He didn't
Couldn't
make
even hurt
Sean
him.
flinch. Sean was still coming in that motherfucker like it wasn't shit. He wasn't hesitant or nothing. Earl, when he fought Sean, dropped him. Earl was hitting Sean with some shit. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Earl gonna knock him out, but I do think Earl gonna drop Danny.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Shit, they got another common opponent though. Stay ready, Lamont Peterson. Shit,
Oh, I know
Lamont
that.
Peterson
Oh,
went
I know
tooth and
that.
nail with Danny, man, and was coming back at the end. And Earl said destroyed Lamont, bro. Destroyed Lamont. That's a good fight to gauge right
I
there.
know.
You know, I think
I think that's that
Earl
Lamont
going.
fight.
I think it's you right. Stay ready. I say it's gonna be a unanimous decision, but it's gonna be 2 knockdowns in the fight though. He gonna knock Danny down twice. Watch what I say. Mark my words. We can go
He
back on
knocked
this. He gonna
Sean
knock
down
Danny down
without Blu-ray.
twice, and he gonna get the UD.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit, Danny almost tasted that canvas versus Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman spent his ass all the way around, but he stayed up.
Twice. Keith Thurman hurt him twice. I just watched both of them fights, and I'm gonna say this too. Danny bruised easy, dog. He bruised easy, and I'm telling you, if Earl can get a cut on that boy, Earl gonna work that shit out, and we might can get a stoppage like a TKO stoppage from some damage or some shit. But it's a possibility that Danny. I mean, it's a possibility that Earl can drop his ass, dog. It's a possibility. I'm like Peter. I don't know if I see it, but I ain't gonna say he can't because, like I say, man, Earl want to make a statement. He in damn good shape. It's just gonna depend on what fight Danny Garcia fight. How aggressive he gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna try to get too aggressive, try to land his shit? Because the way he's talking, like they better just come out here and jump on Earl. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Like Earl said, they think they could just come in there and jump on me early and do all this shit, thinking something wrong with me. Then let them. Come on with it, motherfucker. Be my guest. You know what I'm saying? Be my guest. Because people keep talking about this motherfucking car accident and thinking this dude got a problem. Like, nothing had to heal on him, dog. Just a little swelling and shit had to go down. Some little pain and bruises and things of that nature. But this man nursed himself back to health, man. That's
He
saying
got some
something.
scar tissue on his face too, don't he? He got
That
some
shit,
scar tissue on his face. That's the only thing I would worry about.
that shit healed up
That
after a
shit
year, though.
get
It
opened
ain't like
back
this
up
shit.
once
Look,
you have
no,
cuts.
it's a different scar tissue if you got a lot of fucking stitches and shit like that. He had a lot of scrapes and bruises to where it knocked skin off his face and shit. But he didn't have no deep gash and wounds where he had to get
Oh,
stitched
okay.
up. You know what I'm saying? From the inside out. So that's a whole different situation. So I'm telling y'all, man, this dude is back. He
Right.
is serious business right now. This nigga is serious business, dog. We can see it in his demeanor, the way he talking.
Oh yeah, I know he all went back.
Evo said, I ain't never seen this nigga in this kind of shape for us, his attitude and his demeanor or what he want to do in that ring, dog. This coming from his sister who been with this nigga all his fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be drama, dog, in Dallas, dog.
Now let me say something. Watch, check this out though, right? Because I've been hearing it, and I've seen cast on a couple channels. You know what I'm saying? They talking about, oh, you know, they picking Danny because Errol Spence his body look in good shape, but his face looked like it's sunken in and drained. So he looked like he could be, you know, he could be overtrained and or he could or the weight cut, you know, it could have an effect on him and shit because his face looked sunken in. That's what some of these cats is out here saying. What y'all got to say to that?
Say that again, Key.
I said on a couple channels,
look
on a
good
few
as
of these
hell.
channels.
Them niggas don't like Earl. I'm being honest.
On a few of these channels, money. What I said, money, is on a few of these channels. I hear people talking about that they picking Danny, right? And they saying that Errol Spence, his body look in good shape, but he looks sunken in the face, like he either overtrained or he either had to cut too much weight, and the weight cut is going to affect him because you can see it in his face. That's what a lot of these cats is saying on their channels, just picking Danny Garcia. I've heard it several times. So what y'all got to say about that shit?
I think
he's been working out for 8 months.
That's why I don't listen to a lot of niggas who just don't like
Yeah.
He's been working
they
out
can't
for
come
8
up with an
months.
honest. Huh? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Matt.
I can hear you.
Oh, I was just saying, I just think they don't like Earl. They trying to come up with any and every excuse to say why he'll lose the fight instead of actual giving an honest boxing breakdown, bro. That's what I can't. That's why I try to listen to fighters that's gonna, channels that's gonna break down the fight instead of say, oh man, he came back from his wreck right. He don't look right. He overtrained, he weight drained, he's a weight bully, so it's gonna take a lot for him to get down. I've been in weight for I don't know how long. He just over here cutting, and it's just been him. Can you overtrain? Hell yeah, you can. But I'm not gonna say it until he showed me. Otherwise, I'm not taking none of that into consideration. Otherwise, to the shows. So as of right now, I'm only going strictly out for how I know he's fighting. I'm not looking at no other way. If y'all want to be extra curricular and shit like that, my nigga, I gamble for Vegas. So I'm riding on how Vegas got this fight and how I believe it'll go, and I use my boxing acumen to do the rest. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be a little bit richer at the end of that fight. I guarantee you.
Right. So,
I say Earl like to fight on the inside, so that's gonna take away that no look hook Danny's, because he's gonna be too close to him. Danny needs a little bit of space to throw them hooks, to throw them no look hooks, to throw that no look straight right. You know what I'm saying? If Earl is always on the inside up in his chest and they talking about bringing the fight to him, Danny ain't gonna. That's gonna take away that option of his best punches. So that's why I got
I
Earl
don't
just
know.
beating him up, man, and dropping him twice. And I got Earl winning the fight by unanimous decision. That's what I say.
I'm gonna say this about these channels.
Yeah. Speak on what I said, money.
I can get too fucked about these channels because, like I said, they ain't gonna never be good enough. First of all, the same channel that's probably saying he's weight drain and he looks sucked in the face, probably be the same channel that was saying, "Oh, this dude, man, he done with boxing. He done. Ain't no coming back. Oh, where is he? Why is he hiding? Why isn't he showing this? Why isn't he showing that? Oh, he's not talking. He's not saying that. Then when we do come out and say something, oh, why is he talking like that? He shouldn't be talking like that. He need to be saying this. He need to be saying that. Oh, is his weight gonna be right? Oh, now that we right. Oh man, he's weight drained. Like they ain't gonna never be good enough for their ass, dog. That's just how you look when you're walking around the state. Of course, you want to look like a different person when you're losing weight. You know what I'm saying? So if you gonna look at him when he weighed in, the face looks just the same. He just walking around on weight right now, and we just X amount of where he was just X amount of months out. So he gonna look like that. But when he put the weight back on, he gonna look damn good. So at the end of the day, Key, I let their ass talk, dog, because it ain't gonna never be good enough. Even if you go in here and knock Danny Garcia the fuck out, they go, oh well, he was supposed to do that. What have Danny Garcia done? He took 2 losses.
Yeah.
He never beat this person. He never did that. So it ain't gonna never be good enough. I already know what they gonna come with, bro. But
He
everything
was
Danny
supposed to do that, and Danny ain't never been knocked down.
facts. Everything Danny do good, they go glorify it. Well, why did this happen to him? If he's so good, well, why did Danny hit him? Well, why does this? And, so at the end of the day, it ain't gonna never be good enough for that motherfucker. So I don't worry about him, bro. But I know one thing: EJ looking good as fuck. He looking on point. He looking sharp, like you said, sharp as attack. And that dude ready to go, dog. He ready to go.
Yes, sir. Man, I gotta get ready
Money,
to get out of
you
here.
do know Danny got a.
Go ahead, stay ready.
No, I was gonna say, y'all remember Danny do got some diehards out here though. Y'all gotta know that. I didn't talk with some Danny Garcia fans that then told me that those losses he got don't count.
No doubt.
Danny got some fans.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt, man. I got to get ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody on the panel. And before we get up out of here, man, y'all hit the like button. Everybody hit that, smash on that like button. And I'm gonna just go around, and y'all give y'all final words. Big Dose 513, give your final words before we get up out of here.
All right, man. Hey, salute to you, Keon, man, for having me on, bro. I appreciate it. It was an honor. Be on with my brothers, Money Brown and Stay Ready and you. And my final words is everybody, man, I want y'all to sub to me. Check out my channel, bro. I usually go on at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I got my own show that I do. Plus, I got hella music on my page, man. So come check me out on my page, bro. I got all original music, original beats. You'll be shocked, bro. Come holler at your boy, man. And I got, like I said, I got Earl for the win. And about his face being sunken in, they talking that bullshit. The man looked great. He looked phenomenal to me. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. And y'all, they about to see what he gonna do.
Already, man. Appreciate it. Everybody go subscribe to Big Dose 513. Everybody go check him out. Money, what you got, man?
Man, appreciate everybody for rocking with the Brody, dog. Much love to my bro Matt. Big Dose. I think call more 503. Big Dose 513. You know what I mean? Y'all continue to follow us, man. We got some shit on the horizon. Follow me at Money Brown TV. Follow me on Instagram at Money_the writer. Y'all go check out that Danny Garcia little his little media thing, show some love. Put some numbers on the little PVC thing. He did all right though. Him and Angel looked a little rocky in the ring. He told Angel to relax. Angel, you relax. I said, damn, Angel, you ready to fight the damn sun anytime, anywhere, huh? So it was okay though, dog. Just good to see it. They hyping. I mean, they building that shit up right. They building it up right. We see the promotion going on. We see what's looking like, and people keep talking about, well, why Earl this? They want to put everything on Earl. You don't see Earl having them problems. You don't even see Danny O'Shawn or motherfucking Keith Thurman having those problems. So at the end of the day, respect the numbers, respect what's going down in the streets. You feel me? If Bud wants to fight, 60-40 is on the table. You motherfuckers need to tell Bud to take that 40% if y'all really, really want to see the fight. Talking about y'all not pocket watching. You feel me? And that's how we're going to leave that. But much love, Keith, bro, and we will be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Stay ready.
man, appreciate you sending that link, man. I know I ain't been able to get on for a minute, but I made sure I made time today. Goddamn. It was a great show, great conversation. I'm glad I got a chance to chop it up with you, man. I'll be going live. Man, I'm going live in 4 hours, so y'all come fuck with me. 4 hours from now, I'm going to be live tonight, and we're going to talk boxing. It is what it is. And y'all know it's your boy Mac. Stay Ready Boxing TV. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man.
Yes, sir. You heard him. Stay Ready finna go live tonight in 4 hours. So what time is that? That's shit. What time is that? Stay Ready.
8 o'clock Central.
8 o'clock Central.
7 o'clock Pacific.
Okay.
And Brock Son, no, I'm not live yet, bro, in December. Chop, I'll be back in December. Be looking for me.
Yes, sir. Like I said, me and Money, we got some big things coming. We working on for everybody. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like I said, one more time, hit that like button if you ain't hit it yet. And y'all already know how I do. There you go talking that boxing again. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. I'm out.